Hello everyone, welcome all to the end of Tyrion Cuthbert, Attorney of the Arcane. That is until the Beyond the Arcane comes out though! And needless to say that I will be playing the hell out of that game as soon as it comes out. Okay, maybe not as soon as it comes out, but like around the time it comes out. It'll be like the Apollo's Justice trilogy. Apollo's Justice was the Apollo's Justice trilogy. But first we have to, So, after tonight, we're just gonna have to patiently wait with all the other games until we get to Beyond the Arcane. Because tonight should be the finale of Tyrion Cuthbert, Attorney of the Arcane. Man, am I excited. Also, we are going to be, like I said, as I stated last Thursday, and I think I mentioned it on Saturday before I played Couple Mod with the crew. Also, in other news, streams are gonna be picking up soon because Alexa's internet got fixed. Woo! That means she can play games with us again. That means we can get back to Stardew. And, Silcoon Dynasty. And get through winter on, like, all the games we play. Woo! But I'm not sure if it's gonna be this week with, Valentine's Day? We'll see. Saturday is kind of up in the air. Because worst comes to worst, I spend Valentine's Day weekend with my Valentines, and that's all the boys in Genshin. I'm very single. I don't have a problem at all. What do you mean? Also, happy birthday, Eliza. Was I like an excuse to bring this out just because it's Alhazen's birthday? Yes. I had a thought, I was just like, I should have it out with me in the entire time. But I was like, no, that ruined the finale. It's like, I love you, Alhazen, but I have serious attorney business to do. Anyway, speaking of attorney business. Hello, your lordship. I think this is the first time we met. You're a lot smaller than I expected. Who is this woman? Why have they brought a civilian before the Scale Lord? People of the court, thank you for your patience. Until now, we have known this woman as the heiress eliminator. And ever since the massacre, we've been trying to determine who orchestrated this. We only knew that area Siamun signed a bond contract with a demon called the Empress of Discord. We still know very little about this demon. We had no idea who they were, or what they were even looked like. But we know the truth now. No, we don't. We only know what they look like and who they are and what they look like part. People of the Wyvern nobility. The woman on the witness stand isn't a civilian. She's the demon known as the Empress of Discord. I have no idea how, but her form is that of a human. Using this disguise, she entered the Grand Cathedral posing as Beatrice Frega's guide. Then she aided the patron using Beatrice Frega to help Arya Steelwind massacre the members of nobility. Why are we continuing this? She's already admitted to taking part in the massacre. Let's force her to tell us who the patron is and be done with this. Ah, how typical. The Grand General thinks he can solve all of his problems with violence. But let me ask you this. Why are you assuming that the patron is a human? What? In Arya's contract, it says the patron is an individual who gave the contract to her. How do you know that I'm not that individual? I go by many names. The Empress of Discord is only one of them. If what you're saying is true, that makes this a simpler matter. We simply need to execute you for your crimes against the kingdom. Haven't you forgotten my what my underlining said during Frigga's trial? As a demon, I can never truly die. If I destroy my body, I'll simply reform in the abyssal hells. I wonder what might happen to your daughter if you were to draw my heir. You're prosecuting her and playing the villain. But I know the truth. You secretly care about her, don't you? What nonsense are you spouting? Then you thought you had Maitblit. You had the prosecutor. You held on to what little hope you could convince her to take a plea deal. As the king's wife, her position might have been salvageable. And you did all this so she could be with her beloved Aster. What? It was revealed she signed a blood contract with me. That changed everything. Maitblit is one thing, but a demon owning her soul? She can't very well be a queen like this, now can she? You had to find out who the patron was before her trial ended, didn't you, Lucio? Otherwise, your beloved daughter would never be free. And you did all of this because you feel bad for what you did to her. Everything I've done is for the good of House Steelwind. Is that what you're doing? Because the way I see it, you abandoned her for her entire childhood. You felt so guilty about killing her mother that you couldn't bear to face her. Eris, stop this. And you know what you did to her. You didn't just take away her mother, you took away her father, too. You starved her for any affection. She couldn't help but latch on to the first person who showed her any kind of superficial kindness. Eris! She didn't fall in love with Aster, she became obsessed with him. She stopped being her own person, and she clings onto him like a parasite. She changed everything about herself to suit his likes and desires. And you know how deep down in your heart that if he is ever taken away from her, she'll fall apart. Can we get to actual trialing here? Since I pity you so much, I'll let you in a little secret. Killing me won't save your daughter, and you don't have the means to find me. And if ever you know who I am, your daughter will never be safe from my influence. What? No. But I suppose there's one possibility to break my contract. What is it? My contract will bind Arya Steelwind to the patron, so as long as they both live. If you truly want to free your daughter from my control, all you have to do is kill her. Do the poor thing a favor and put her out of her misery. You little wretch! I'll hunt you until the ends of... Enough! Thank you, Scale Lord. Apparently we were being ignored. Lucio, we cannot antagonize her if we want to find out how this happened. Is she right? Is Arya's fate truly doomed? There has to be something you can do. We're a Heavensborn after all. There's gotta be something we can do. I just don't understand, Eris. Why are you doing this? You're not a noble. You're probably not even a citizen of Wyvengard. Why would you want to go through the trouble of doing any of this? Tyrion, why are you here? But why do you constantly risk your life for the sakes of others? Why do you try to seek justice in a clearly unjust world? I don't know, honestly. I think you do now. The answer is simple. You do it because it satisfies you. You save people, you fight the system. You just love indulging yourself in heroics, don't you? That's not... It feels good, doesn't it, Tyrion? You know you're the only righteous person in a just society. But when you succeed, you're hailed as a hero. And if you fail, it's society's fault, not yours. No matter what happens, you can take solace in the knowledge that you're so much better than everyone else. That superiority makes you feel over them being unintoxicating. Your divine blood makes it so. You can't just resist giving into it. But just as your divine blood compels you to do good, my hellish blood compels me to do the opposite. I can't just help but take every opportunity to make you all suffer. My entire purpose is to see each and every one of their faces consort in agony and despair. Humanity is a stain on the world. They're worthless parasites who steal, maim, and kill to get what they want. That's all they are, and I despise those who try to pretend that they're doing anything different. I'm just gonna leave that one there. You're wrong, Eris. Humanity is much more than you realize. And I truly pity you if that's all you see in us. Oh, so now it's us. That's actually just reminded me. There's something I hate even more than humanity. I despise the Celestials of the upper planes who go against the natural order. They condemned and astonished beings like me, all while watching humanity suffer from their secluded little heaven. They realized that humanity would never willingly choose good over evil. So they created the Heavensborn to tip the balance in their favor. It's so self-indulgent that it makes me want to puke. That's what the Heavenborn are? It is. And I made it quite a hobby of breaking them and sending them back to their creators. I throw them into the deepest pits of despair before extinguishing their lives. There's been no greater joy in my internal life. And it took a lot of work to get you right where I need you, Tyrion. Wait, are you saying? You asked me why I did this, didn't you? My actions that day were all for you, my dearest Tyrion. Also, I could see the despair on your face when you realized the truth. Tyrion. No!
Objection!
That's enough out of you, you witch! She's the Empress of Discord. She's a demon, Lucio. Not a witch. There's a difference. I think. Lucio? Cuthbert, you promised me that we would save my daughter together. I'm sorry, you said those words to me with such conviction. Yet here you stand, quivering like a grunt in his first battle. Is everything a war metaphor with this guy? Yes it is. You know when he's not being damn right. If your meager doubts enough to force a retreat from you? Is that all it takes to defeat the infamous Tyrion Cuthbert? Oh no! This game is definitely not against swearing, but you know we are in the lair of the Scale Lord, so maybe if swearing is a little frowned upon. Against his grace, his majesty. Wait, no. Aster, and Aster's not here, so It would just be your grace. He's probably desperate at this point. If Eris is the patron, there's very little hope for Arya. Unlike Beatrice, her blood contract was short and condensed. There's very little room in interpretation, so you can't probably dispute it either. But what kind of attorney would you be? No, what kind of friend would you be if you didn't see this through? Eris, we didn't call you here to wax poetic with you. The people you've harmed have a right to know what you did that day. So either you give us your testimony or get out. Even now, you're still undetermined. I really do love that about you. But I do wonder how long that will last. It's true. I was the one who masterminded this. I knew about the king's funeral at the Grand Cathedral, so I forced Beatrice Frigga to allow me to accompany her. When I was there, I used my contracts with Beatrice and Arya Steelwind to compel them to act against their will. And through the actions of Beatrice Frigga and Arya Steelwind, I fabricated the deaths of Lord Von Sanctus, Caroline Syllabus, and Gears Pierce. The only motivation for my actions that day was to harm Tyrion Cuthbert's friends and make him suffer. And before you ask, aside from my thralls, I was acting alone that day. I didn't follow any direct or indirect orders from anyone. Your testimony is pretty thorough. Of course, I am a demon after all. Since I'm unable to lie, I thought it'd be best to be as detailed as possible. That way there's no room for doubt. Isn't that wonderful, Tyrion? Ugh, she's definitely playing with you. She may not have technically lied, but she's definitely not acting in good faith. You should look at her testimony more closely. You know what that means? Press every statement! Well, that's just general in any sense. So you completely carried out this plan yourself. Well, I clearly had help from Beatrice Frigga. God. I know she's a demon and all, but still, it feels weird. And that age 16 is probably a lie, because she's probably been around for like thousands of years and stuff. But it feels so weird. Well, clearly I had the help of Beatrice Frigga and Arya Steelwind. So I wasn't truly acting alone. You know what I meant. Yes, I just can't help myself sometimes. To state the things plainly, no human willingly helped me with my plan that day. You know she cannot lie. You know that she cannot lie, but she's probably had a lot of practice deceiving people. You should keep your wits about you. How did you find out about it? It was supposed to be a closely guarded secret. I hate you. I hate you so much right now. Out of all the people in this game you could simp over, you simp over the demon goth lady. Oh, here I am simping over the goddamn king, so, you know, fair is fair. Yeah, totally. I'm totally not actually simping over Aster. No, definitely not. Because I need to back off. He's Arya's. Oh, Tyrion, I can't tell you all my secrets now, can I? You can't exactly threaten her to charge her with perjury. She cannot lie, so therefore she can never be charged with perjury. It's a surprise that she's even testifying in the first place. Until you can exact all the information she has, you'll just have to play along with her games. What a terrifying ability. Thank you for noticing! That wasn't a compliment. If I find it all quite sick, I find it all quite sickening how you demons prey on people. Prey? People who know what they're signing up. People know what they're signing up for when they sign a contract with a demon. You can hardly blame me for collecting what was freely offered. Please, we both know that Arya didn't knowingly or willingly sign that contract. You're right, he would. So, I've been thinking about wanting to cosplay as a Celeste at some point. So, would you be willing to get yellow contacts and be my Tyrion? Aww. Okay. I'll just have to find some other one. I'll have to find someone else to cosplay Tyrion then. Oh! Thanks for the raid. Now let me just give you a quick shout out. Because we got... Welcome, welcome. How was your stream? What you were playing? You got any clips you want to show us? You were playing Minecraft. Also, let's just appreciate this music for a bit. Love it. Aren't you just assuming that? What? Oh yeah, understandable. Sometimes that's what happens. You just get things just happen and then boom. It has to end early because you super yeah. Getting sleepy is kind of darning sometimes. Yes, please sleep well. Make sure to get good rest and take care of the body and soul. How do you know that she didn't knowingly sign a contract with me? My client would never willingly sign a contract with you, Eris. Really? What if I were to threaten her? Her dearest fiancé. You may see Arya as a paragon of justice, but everyone has their breaking points. Thank you, and, enjoy your sleep. If that's true, tell us what under what circumstances Arya signed that contract. You knew it. She's just trying to get inside your head. Arya would never sign a contract like that, even if it was just to protect Aster. Why are you using their full names? I can't lie, so I thought I'd give you something. For example, I could have easily referred to another Sealwyn or another Freyja that I enthralled. That list is very long, Lucio, did you sign a blood contract as well? Alright, at this point, raise your hand if you didn't sign a blood contract. Ignore her, Lucio. She's trying to get under your skin. Anyways, aside from Pierce, Fonsanctus and Syllabus were key members of Avantgarde nobility. What reason could you possibly have to kill the three of them? Raise his hand, but would be willing to put it down. Random! Did you sign a blood contract with a demon? Oh, right. You'd be willing to sign a blood contract? With a demon? I mean, I'm pretty sure it was just Eris, but You are absolutely mad, lad! What reason could you have to kill the three of them? I didn't. Damn it! I hate you so much! What? reason to kill them. I just happened to fascicate their deaths. No, but you specifically went after them. I did, but I didn't have any particular reason to do so. But that doesn't make any sense! Well, we know she's not lying, because humans can't lie. I suppose it doesn't. Anyways, would you like me to add that to my testimony? What? It would help you, wouldn't it? Yeah, I suppose so. She's gotta be the most unpredictable witness you've ever cross-examined. We already established that Pierce was killed due to his knowledge of Celeste's parentage. How could you possibly have no motivation to see them dead? Aren't you just assuming that? I'm not! That's the only logical conclusion! And that's where you made your mistake. We're dealing with devils! Nothing's logical anymore! You're assuming that I acted logically. Like I said, we're dealing with demons. We gotta throw logic right at the window. I love it. I love throwing logic out the window. You're a bit out of your element right now. Every murder you investigated has always followed some kind of logic that you could use to make deductions. But Eris is a different beast entirely. For all you know, she could be completely insane. She isn't completely insane. She's a demon. You might very well be seeing connections that aren't there. Is something wrong, Tyrion? I went to all this trouble to get your attention. Least you could do is appreciate it. Objection! Enough! Stay on subject, witness. I'm not complaining about this. If you really want to make me suffer, why wouldn't you just go after the people close to me? Oh, what would be the fun in that? Killing people is such an easy task to accomplish. Even a child can do it. Please do not bring the prince into this. There's much more effective ways to make someone suffer. Why did you find the need to specify that? To leave less room for doubt? Beatrice used an indirect order from a foreign to foreign innocence in your previous trial, didn't she? But did you work together with anyone to fascicate the massacre? Of course I did! I worked together with Beatrice Verga and Arya Steelwind. Ugh, you know what I meant, Eris! My apologies. I just can't help myself sometimes. I'll say it clearly so you can be certain. I did not have a contract with anyone that wanted to fabricate any of those murders. I was acting on my own free will. Even when she says it directly, you can't help but doubt everything she says. You just need to examine her testimony carefully. Wait a second! She technically didn't lie, but she's clearly hiding something from her testimony. Instead of examining the wording statement, focus on what she said clearly, trying to imply it with each statement. You might be able to find contradiction there. No! I refuse to say it right now. Where's the shot? Objection. Nope. Because she breaking the fourth wall now here. Well, Eris, you said that you needed Arya to kill them as quickly and efficiently as possible. But that's not exactly what happened, did it? Yes, it appears I underestimated your little bodyguard. Things lasted a lot longer than I anticipated. That's not what I was referring to. Oh, you said that you needed Arya to kill them as efficiently as possible. But that doesn't really match with what happened to Gears Pierce, does it? Is that so? That look on her face. Why does she look so happy? Eris, unlike the other murders of Von Sanctus and Syllabus, Pierce was murdered with a frozen blade with magic. It's such an extremely convoluted way to kill someone. It only makes sense if you were trying to hide the evidence. That clearly wasn't your intent. I agree, so why would I do that? For the love of God, woman, can you stop speaking in riddles? Only if you, Lucio, can stop speaking in war metaphors. Alright, cool! So I have to solve the riddles. Cool. I have no love for any goddess aside from myself. She's behaving differently than she was during her testimony. She's being vague. Is she still trying to hide something? Okay. Exactly. It's not gonna happen. It ain't just gonna happen, eh? Okay. Stop getting baited by her words and take a moment to think about this logically. Wait, Tyrion, I thought we were throwing logic out the window. I guess we have to go outside and grab the logic. Okay. Alright. She's very good at misdirecting you and playing with everyone's emotions. So stick to the facts you know for certain. In her testimony, she said the following. I didn't really have a reason to kill them specifically. I just need Arya to kill my victims as quickly and efficiently as possible. She could have been trying to mislead you. You know, considering who she is, she's definitely trying to mislead you. She used the word specifically, so that could change the meaning of this entire face. She didn't have a reason to kill those three. She didn't have a reason to kill the three specific victims, but she might have a reason to kill in general. That seems like a stretch, though. Did she say something She did say that she did all this for you. Did she set all of this up so you could have a mystery? So you would have a mystery to solve? Ugh, it's too difficult to read her determined mindset. Perhaps one of the other phrases has something you can use. She said her victims instead of the victims. It's a small distinction, but the distinction is a distinction nonetheless. And you recall Miriam using a similar trick during Beatrice's trial, which can only mean the victims of the case aren't the same as her victims. Eris, which of these people in the cases were your victims? Well, considering what happened, you could say that everyone at the cathedral that day was my victim. Yes, but who was killed directly by Beatrice Frege or Arya Steelwind? I knew it. You're hiding something, aren't you? If that's what you think, it's definitely possible. Ugh, again with the vague answers. Why would she even agree to testify in the first place? There's nothing that you can... There's nothing you can get any of you can threaten her with, nor anything you can do to permanently harm her. She could have easily gone into hiding. She could have gone easily into hiding. She never had to come here, which means she wanted to come here. But why? Just tell me, Eris, who killed Lord Von Sanctus? Arya Steelwind. And who killed the Caroline Syllabus? Arya Steelwind. And who killed Gears Pierce? Why are you staying silent? Out with it, demon! Who killed Gears Pierce? Okay, so now he's calling her what she actually is. Okay, cool. I refuse to answer. She's doing this on purpose. In her own obnoxious way, she's trying to guide you to the truth. But for what purpose? Who killed Gears Pierce? She's refusing to answer the question. It must mean the answer is different from her previous answers. An unknown person killed Gears Pierce. That means... Eris, you're not the Patreon described in Arya's contract, are you? Who knows? I never confirmed nor denied that. Are you serious? Ah, so we're dealing with another demon! How many demons are we dealing with? She's already the second one. I grow sick of your games, demon. You knew it. The murderer was too politically motivated to have been completely random. You can unconventionally probe the Patreon's identity using a divine edict. But because of the risk of getting it wrong, that just leaves you right where you started. Who's the Patron, Eris? Who is responsible for all of this? You want me to find out the truth? So why are you staying silent? Because it will be so much better when you discover it yourself. That means you already have the evidence you need to do so. You felt it, haven't you? Ever since the investigation started, you felt a nagging feeling on the back of your mind, haven't you? What? How did you? It's right in front of you, Tyrion. You're just refusing to see it. You're refusing to see who I made a contract with that day. Well, it's obviously not Aster, because he has no contract. It's the Empress of Discord. No, he's a Heavensborn. You made your contract with the Patron on that day. Even with the eyes of a god, you're still blinded by your human sentimentality. Let's think through it carefully. Who killed Gears Pierce that day? We may have a blood contract on our hands. I don't know why, but something in the back of my head was saying Tyrion has a blood contract with a demon. With the Patreon. Okay, think through this. Let everything else disappear from the world and only think the facts. If Eris wasn't the patron, that means someone else was controlling Arya's actions. But they still coordinated with Eris, who had control of Beatrice. In the extremely roundabout way, Eris admitted that Arya was used to kill the Von Sanctus and Syllabus. When the patron killed those two, they were able to effectively counter every magical defense they brought up. What do we already know about the patrons or the first two murders? And they knew that Syllabus could drown if she was frozen by a whole creature and affected by stone skin. They're very versed using magic lethally. So whoever did this has an in-depth knowledge of high-level magic. Not only that, they came up with creative ways to bypass the defensive put-ups by Von Sanctus and Syllabus. Yes, they had the abilities to react quickly and decisively. But things changed when they murdered Pierce. Eris implied that neither Arya nor Beatrice killed Pierce. So did the patron kill him personally? But why? They already had control of Arya. I would imagine that the entire point of installing her would be to hide her own involvement. Did they become impatient because Celeste was holding her ground against Arya? No, Beatrice was already able to slip past them. That's how she was able to knock you and Pierce out with a sleep spell at 2:30 p.m. They wanted to kill Pierce personally. And does that mean Pierce's murder was more emotionally driven than the other two? That might explain why the method used to murder him was so conveyed. And apparently, it's right there. So why aren't you seeing Celeste? Whoever did this, they murdered Von Sanctus and Syllabus, and those two were house leaders of the Four Pillars. In a way, they both represented the corrupt parts of our kingdom's government. Von Sanctus essentially got away with murdering Justin Wade, and Syllabus clearly had an empathetic approach to remedying the corruption within the justice system. But the biggest clue you have is the one that Eris indirectly gave you. My actions that day were all for you, my dearest Tyrion. Also, I could see the despair on your face when you realized the truth. The truth. She wanted you to discover it. At first, you thought she was trying to make you feel guilty for what happened. But if that were true, she wouldn't still be here. There's something else that she wants you to realize. Who is Celeste? Because it will throw you into despair somehow. Because Celeste is a demon. Let's review everything you deduced about it, whoever she made a contract with. Through the ways that they controlled Arya, they were creative and skilled at using magic. They must have been consistently exposed to creative uses of magic. Not to mention that they somehow personally handed a blood contract to Arya and had her sign it. Going by what you know, Arya was either threatened or tricked into signing that blood contract. So whoever did this must have the strength to threaten her, or they were deeply trusted by her. In addition to that, they must have been close to the prayer room when the attack happened. And lastly, they must have had an emotional grudge against Gareth Pierce. Who did Iris make a gold contract on the day of the murder? I don't want to do this! What? No, that's not the most logical conclusion, is what you know thus far. Who did Arya make a contract on the day of the murder? No! It can't be. That's not. Eris wanted you to make you suffer, but you can't run away from this. You owe it to Arya. No, you owe it to everyone within Wevengard to see this through. You need to follow this through, no matter how painful it is. Who did Arya make a contract on the day of the murder? Stop it! It has to be someone else. She would never. You can think of anyone else. Who else could Eris have chosen? Who else could have she chosen that would make you feel like this? What if we did choose someone else? What if she made a... No. Damn it. Damn it! Ah! Your scream of anguish echoes through the ruins. Everyone is caught off guard and stares at you in confusion. What? What is this? Is everything okay, Mr. Cuthbert? Tyrion, are you... You can feel your eyes well up as you look at her. One look at your expression tells her everything she needs to know. There it is! You realized it, haven't you? I've been waiting for this moment for so long. What are you talking about? I demand an explanation. Mr. Cuthbert, what have you discovered? Tell them, Tyrion. Tell them who did this. Issue your divine edict right now. You want to be wrong. You never wanted to be wrong more than... You never wanted anything more in your life. Nothing would make you happier than having this edict fall, even if it were to cost you your life. But you know the truth. Elevator, Empress of Discord. Tyrion Colbert, Attorney of the Arcane. She said it! She said the name of the game! Roll credits! By the eye of Horus, I issue upon you a divine edict. Release thy guards and manifest your blood contract with... Say it. Say her name so that everyone can hear it. Release thy guards and manifest your blood contract with... Celeste McCoy. With the apparent death of Tyrion Colbert, the Empress of Discord shall receive him internally upon the eternal servitude of Celeste McCoy. Henceforth, Celeste McCoy shall be eternally bound to the abyssal hells. As part of her servitude, Celeste McCoy shall engage in actions deemed necessary to secure the accomplice and a cooperation of Arya Steelwind in the Empress's endeavors. And lastly, it's stipulated that Celeste McCoy, of her own void and agency, shall bring out the demise of Gears Pierce by her own hands. Afterwards, Tyrion Colbert's consciousness will be restored. I died? I thought you... Tyrion, I'm sorry, What the hell is going on? Demon, what is the meaning of this? It's exactly what it looks like. The patron you've been looking for is right in front of you the entire time. Miss McCoy, did you sign a blood contract with the Empress of Discord? I did. It was the only thing that would save Tyrion. What? I never fought Arya. I fought Beatrice and Iris. They broke past me and ran into the prayer room. But the person they killed wasn't Pierce. It was you. Tyrion, you... She can't even bring herself to say it. Do you realize now, Tyrion? Stop it! Celeste McCoy is the most important person in your life. She was the last person you had that hadn't betrayed you. And she signed away her soul to me, all so that she could save you. Why the somber look, Lucio? Weren't you going to execute the patron the moment you knew who they were? McCoy, does this mean what I think it means? Yes. I'm the one who tricked Arya into signing that blood contract. What? How could you? I was so stupid. When I made that deal with her, I didn't expect her to... She used that contract to make you act against your will. So it wasn't just Miss Steelwind and Miss Rega who controlled that day. You realize it, don't you, Lucio? As long as the contract with the patron exists, your daughter will always be invulnerable to my influence. You can't kill me, so there's only one solution to free your daughter. I must execute Celeste McCoy. What? Understand one thing, Mr. Colbert. After what you've done for my daughter, I have nothing but the utmost respect for you. But I will do whatever it is necessary to protect her. Lucio, we can't act rashly. I'll let you all in a little demonic secret. It doesn't matter if you confine with her within a prison. The patron will always be able to take control of Arya, no matter where she is. And if you kill her, Arya will be finally free from my control. Do it. What? What are you saying? I should have done this from the beginning. When I realized that what happened, I should have just come forward and admitted to what I did. But I kept holding on to the hope that there was some kind of trick. I prayed for the Patreon to be someone else. Tyrion, I was hoping you'd find something that would prove that this all wasn't all my fault. You finally found the culprit you've been looking for, and it absolutely breaks your heart. That nagging feeling you've been experiencing. It's because you subconsciously refuse to believe that she would betray you like this. Actually, still hasn't gone away. That uneasiness is still there. Are you still in denial? No, this is different. I suppose there's no reason to continue this. What? I sympathize with your position, Cuthbert. But even McCoy realizes what must be done. It's over, and I will not allow this demon to control my daughter any longer. You can't just... Kingsguard, restrain him. Wait! Lucio, that's enough! What kind of court is this? To everyone's surprise, Arya leaps from the platforms above and lands right on the witness stand. She forcefully pushes our Eris out of the way. Something else catches her something that catches even her off guard. Arya, I'm so sorry. Celeste, you're innocent until proven guilty. I won't let anyone pass judgment on you until that is equivalently proven. But Arya, I did this. Arya, what are you doing? How dare you, father? What? How could you possibly think that you have the right to decide who lives and who dies? If you were actually a prosecutor, I'd follow your name and immediately disbarment. And you, Mr. Cuthbert, how can you just stand there? Me? You're Celeste's attorney, aren't you? Isn't it your job to defend her until the last breath? Actually, if we go technical terms, Arya, we're your defense attorney. You're the client, you're the defendant of this case, so therefore we're your client. You're my client. Celeste is just my bodyguard. There's a difference, apparently. I didn't see the truth because I didn't want to believe it. I almost let it slip away because of my own personal feelings. I almost put you at risk. As much as it pains me to do so, I need to approach this objectively. Tyrion. The hell was that? What? Justice may be blind, but it's not heartless. I see it in her eyes whenever she's with you, Tyrion. You mean the world to her. She consigned her very soul to the hells to protect you. If you abandoned her when she needs you most, I'll never forgive you. Tyrion, Celeste, can you testify about what happened? What? But Arya's right. We need to do this properly. I agree. And I will not pass judgment until we have determined exactly what happened. It's obvious he wants to be done with this as soon as possible. But even if he controls the Kingsguard, the rest of the room is clearly against him. Fine, do as you wish. But the moment we are certain of the truth, I will do what is necessary. Very well. Miss McCoy, please take the stand. Celeste, Tyrion, can you testify what you did that day? Yeah. The truth is that Eris rewrote your memories, Tyrion. You were actually knocked out at 1:45 p.m. We went to the prayer room a lot earlier for our meeting, and that commotion we heard was actually Beatrice and Eris attacking the guards at 1:40 p.m. They tricked me and slipped into the prayer room. After that, Beatrice killed you. I didn't know what to do. That's when Eris told me she would resurrect you in exchange for killing Pierce. I know I shouldn't have done it, but I just wanted you back. I didn't care about what happened to me. I didn't realize that she would use my eternal servitude to take control of my body. She used me to trick Arya into signing another blood contract. After that, I followed through with my end of the deal. I killed Pierce so that she would bring Tyrion back. That nagging feeling is still there. There's something off about her testimony. Well, on with it then. Begin your cross-examination, Cuthbert. Lucio, I know you're not a prosecutor, but that's usually something the judge says. So get on it. Get on with it, Scalelord. Gladly. Okay, we're just gonna get on to it. She rewrote my memories? I didn't realize it until after you woke up and gave your statement to the Inquisition. She must have changed your memories when she resurrected you. Eris had the power to take control of people against their will, and she clearly has the power to bring people back from the dead. But if that's true, you can't even trust your own memories. Right. I suppose you didn't have control of Arya until then. Does that mean you never fought? Does that mean you never even fought her? I'm so sorry for lying, but I had to create an alibi. Celeste, the Inquisition arrested her because of your testimony. The testimonies of Prince Anstic and the High Speaker also implicate her. Miss Steelwind also already knew she was compromised due to finding the purple mark in her pocket. I'm sure things would have ended the same regardless of her testimony. What did Freyga and that demon do when you found them, McCoy? How did they trick you so easily? When I went to see what was going on, I only saw Eris and Beatrice standing over the guard's body. They acted like someone else had killed them. When they lied to me, they said they wanted to go into the prayer room for protection. That's when Beatrice, How did Beatrice kill me? She hit you with some kind of necromancy spell, but it didn't visibly wound you. When I checked your body, it was already cold. Your heart was stopped. Ah, right. Late. I think she used necrotic blight. So that's why Lord Apracius said that I had traces of necromancy on me. She must have lied about them to trying to heal you as well. What did you do after I died? I'm sure that was her goal from the very beginning. She wanted you to make a deal with her. It was also that she could make me suffer. Tyrion, I'm so... Stop! Just don't. I know I shouldn't have done it. I just wanted you back. I didn't care about what happened to me. How could you possibly think that that was okay? I knew it was wrong. But I just couldn't. I'm sorry. I didn't know what to do. There's no sense in abolishing her now, Mr. Cuthbert. There will be plenty of time for that later. Right. That part was written in a slightly misleading way. She must have thought the Empress would whisk her away to serve her in hell. But instead, she took control of her immediately afterwards. You should have known better than to trust a demon. Anyways, how did you trick Arya into signing that blood contract? Yeah, I didn't have full control of my actions, but I remember what happened. She probably wanted me to watch. She wanted me to watch what she was using me to do. I'm so sorry. I told Arya that Pierce was demanding a plea deal in exchange for telling me who my parents were. Harris made Beatrice pull an illusion spell over the contract to make it look like a request for an appeal. And since Pierce was convicted of killing my father, she respected my wishes. Wait, something about what she said sounded fundamentally wrong. That's not... How could you think I ever wanted that, Celeste? I knew you wouldn't want this, but that it wasn't just fair. Why should a person like him get to live instead of you? It was an easy choice. That goes against everything I stand for. I know. I don't care if you hate me after this. But even now, I would still make the same choice. I don't... Perhaps we should stay focused on what happened for now. Nope. Celeste, according to you, we heard a commotion at 1:40 p.m. You went out to investigate, and that's when you saw Eris and Beatrice. Yeah, I lied all about my fight against Arya. I never even fought her. If that's true, how do you explain this discrepancy? You can't trust your own memories, but Li Fei shouldn't have been affected. Thing is, Celeste, something about your timeline doesn't match the evidence. Really? But I was pretty sure of the time. We were supposed to be at that meeting at 1:45 p.m. Wait, what did you just say? Our meeting with Piers was scheduled for 1:45 p.m., right? What's wrong, Mr. Cuthbert? Celeste, there was something fundamentally off about your testimony. What? But I swear I'm not lying! Your timeline of what happened is completely off. A lot of your testimony doesn't match up with what we learned thus far. Firstly, it's about the exact time you saw Eris and Beatrice. According to you, you saw them at 1:40 p.m., but Li Fei, Miriam, and the Spectus didn't lose track of them until 2 p.m. What? When did they say that? What are you talking about? You were there with me when we spoke to them. I know! I was paying really close attention! I needed to see how close you were to finding me out. So why can't I remember? She can't remember? Cuthbert, judging by what happened to you, Eris the Eliminator clearly doesn't need a contract to affect people's memories. It's possible that she changed the memories of Li Fei Freyga, and her entourage. It's not just that, Lucio. There's something else that Celeste is clearly remembering differently than that contradicts a physical piece of evidence. We don't know actual. Wait. Celeste, this letter from Gears Pierce told him to meet him at the prayer room at 2 p.m. What? Eris may have changed my memories, but changing a physical piece of evidence is a different thing entirely. But we don't know the full extent of her capabilities. Can we really rule that out? You were unconscious. Elevator had plenty of time to access your body and your belongings. At this point, anything is possible. And Eris is far too unpredictable to say for sure. But if Lucio's right, Eris could have gone around doing whatever she wanted. She could have wiped the memories of every witness who saw the crimes, and she could have manipulated the crime scenes however she wished. But she has done so. There would have been some logical inconsistencies. Until Celeste was revealed as the patron, every piece of evidence you found or deduced has been logically consistent. The contradictions in what Celeste is saying could be explained by Eris changing several elements of the crime. But there's a far simpler explanation. Celeste, Eris currently has your internal servitude. If she could be manipulating my memories, what is to say that she's not manipulating your memories right now? I guess that's possible. Well, why would she even bother doing that? She wouldn't need to do that unless she had something to hide. Are you serious? What more is there left for her to hide? Whatever it is, it was important enough to make a drastic change to Celeste's memories. Wait, if that's true, that means that Celeste's true memories will tell us exactly what we need to do. We need to know. But even if you're right, I can't remember what really happened. She has full control of my mind. That doesn't matter. It's just like every cross-examination we've ever done. If you keep testifying, she'll keep changing your memories to tell more lies. If we keep pointing them out, we'll eventually arrive at the truth. Celeste? It's really obnoxious how resilient you are. What? Why can't you just all give up already? Eris, is that you? What are you? Unfortunately, your little interrogation ends here. Kingsguard, what are you doing? Destroy Illuminator's body! Too late, Lucio. I win. Celeste? Damn it! Eris, what did you do to her? I put her to sleep, just as I did with Beatrice. You... Why would you do such a thing, Illuminator? What do you mean? I did it for the same reason I do anything. What would make Tyrion suffer more than putting his love in an eternal sleep? If you wanted that, you would have just done it from the beginning. You're hiding something. I know it. Damn it! We can't exact any information from her like this. The only person who can tell us what we need to know is Celeste. Well, good luck getting anything out of her like this. Ever since you discovered the truth about what she did, only one possibility has been floating around in your mind. But is it even possible? No, it doesn't matter if it's possible. Eris Illuminator? What is it? What would happen if I nullified Celeste's blood contract? Assuming that there's anything even to dispute, everything granted by the blood contract would reverse. I don't think you fully understand what that means. Lucio? What is it? You men know where Ruby Tomrio's law office is, right? They do. Where are you going with this? You'll need an attorney to cross-examine Celeste's testimony. She owes me, and she'll be able to finish this on my behalf. Wait. And tell her, I'm sorry I couldn't keep my promise. You're not serious, are you? I'm one of the eldest evils that's ever lived. I would never create a faulty contract. Eris Illuminator, Empress of Discord. Wait, I know I can't speak lies, correct? By the eyes of Horus, I demand an opportunity to dispute Celeste McCoy's blood contract. I'll state it plainly. There will be no room for doubt. I don't care. What? Celeste sacrificed her life to save mine. How could I ever face her again if I didn't do the same for her? You're insane! You're just risking death for nothing? Why are you so nervous? Maybe this is pointless, but I'll never stop fighting for her. Stop this! I can't help myself. I'm only human after all. Once you're past this point, you'll not be able to save your game for a while. It's recommended that you make a save file now. I killed people. They were usually criminals or bandits, but it still frightened me at how infected I was by their deaths. It always came to me so easily. I was good at it. A little too good at it. People told me that taking the lives of others would be hard, but I never felt that uneasy, not even once. But it made me think that I was some kind of unfeeling monster. And maybe I am. But the time I spent with you, it filled me with more happiness than I could ever have dreamed of. Instead of taking lives, I could save them alongside you. It felt good to protect you. I felt like I needed to know. I needed when you were relying on me. It made me feel like I was actually worth something to someone. And whenever I saw the light in your eyes, it filled my heart with a warm feeling that I never felt before. But it was too good to be true, wasn't it? In the end, I failed you. I couldn't protect you. Just like I couldn't protect my father. I don't understand. What did you ever see in someone like me? I really don't understand. Why would you go this far for me? It's good to see you too. Ow! What was that for? You know what that's for, you jerk! I literally had to sign my soul away to hell to keep you alive. And you just threw your life away. What else was I supposed to do? Should I have just let Lucio kill you? Yes! That's exactly what you should have done! It's a lot better than gambling your life away. I was never going to go along with that. Do you even know me? Oh my god, this is why I couldn't tell you the truth. Because I knew you'd do something stupid like this. You know I always get to the truth in the end. All you did was make my process extremely frustrating. I could have gotten away with it. You can't even beat me at chess. How are you gonna hide a murder from me? Oh, you! Tyrion, I killed Pierce. And he killed your dad. I'm kidding. I know. At first, I tried to justify it by saying he died in 1 month anyways. And that's why his life what's his life when compared to yours, right? But when I looked at him just lying there unconscious, I got so angry. So I woke him up. What? I wanted him to experience a fraction of the pain that my dad felt. Someone like him didn't deserve a peaceful death. So Celeste. You hate me, don't you? This time I'm the disgusting murderer you've been looking for. So why couldn't you just let me die? Do you honestly think that I care for you that little? What? You are and always will be extremely important to me. One betrayal wouldn't change how I feel about you. Tyrion, so you're not getting rid of me that easily. I'll always be there when you need me. And no matter where you go, we're going there together. Well, I think we might be heading to a pretty bad place. Well, I'm not one to celebrate a victory prematurely. But if you're already admitting defeat, I won't look... Hey, you just kiss! They really should at some point, right? But I won't look a gift horse in the mouth. Eris, I can't believe you brought me here. I will never hear the end of this from my father. Where are we? The courtroom of the gods. The place where truth and reality are determined. The court of Alcibat. I'll give you one last chance, Tyrion. You made a rash decision, but I can still send you back. Even now, she's still trying to dissolve you. So why is she so intent on making you give up? You're nervous, aren't you? Is that so? There's a reason why you didn't want me to bring you here. And I'm going to find out what. Your persistence was endearing at first, but now it's honestly really annoying. I suppose we'll have to do this the hard way then. Don't say I didn't warn you. You should have taken my offer when you had the chance. The only way to nullify my contract is to unequivocally prove its conditions weren't fulfilled. So says the words of Animidus. Animidus? By his words, demons are incapable of speaking lies. You're out of your elements, Tyrion. This is my domain. If disputing a blood contrast was truly impossible, there wouldn't be no need for this court to exist. Demons are powerful, but they aren't omniscient. They can't possibly be aware of the contracts of contradicting circumstances that may be created when they make a contract. You're hiding something that you desperately need to keep hidden. You even went as far to knock out Celeste before we could get that information from her. Oh, really now? You tried to confound the investigation by manipulating Celeste's memories, but the contradictions in her testimony prove one thing. She didn't see you and Beatrice enter that prayer room until 2:30 at the earliest. Your so-called contradiction is based on a testimony of Life Frega. How are you so sure that her testimony is reliable? It's supported by the testimony of Miriam and Lord Applicus. They were all together at the time. Their testimony is sound. Oh, really? It looks like you made a contradiction. What? And that illusion makes their testimony unreliable. So that's the word of Amadeus. What? An illusion? What kind of illusion? Who knows? My statement still stands. You can't just expect us to accept your claims without evidence. I can't speak lies, Tyrion. Every statement that comes out of my mouth has to be true. I don't need any proof. In this court, the only thing that matters is what's true and what's false. In the words of Amadeus, say that Lifa's testimony is unreliable. Damn it! She can just say whatever she wants without having to provide any context. She only said that Lifa was tricked, but she didn't specify an exact time. Oh, do we, the Trap King? Where is that testimony? Oh, yes. Regardless of when it happened, Life and her party went to search for Beatrice after you two went missing. Do you confirm or deny that? I won't deny it. Perfect. Whoever set that trap, they set to trigger whenever Astus approached his father's body. And it didn't trigger until 2 p.m. Life and her party were about to search for Beatrice when the Kingsguard informed them of what happened. And mind you, the Kingsguard did this immediately after the trap was sprung. Since Life was about to begin her search when this happened, Beatrice couldn't have gone missing until that time. And once again, you're predicting that on Astor's testimony. Not just him, Iris. Several members of the Kingsguard witnessed this. True, and that's why I'll respond with this. So says the word of Amadeus. But how? That testimony came from multiple people. Are you saying that this trap was sprung earlier than that? Don't you remember, Tyrion? I can manipulate the memories of people who have blood contracts with me. But I'll give you a little clue. So says the word of Amadeus. Multiple nights with Kingsguard. Are those the ones who went comatose? What? I tampered with their memories. You can't trust their accounts of what happened. How many people did you make contracts with? Like I said, raise your hand if you didn't make a blood contract as the Empress of Discord. Random! Hand down. You didn't make a contract with her. You want to, though, apparently. Little Lady Steelman has been investigating my work for the last few months. But I had my talents in Wavegard for far longer than that. I didn't even realize you were still here! I've been preparing for this for quite some time. Indeed, you lurk. But even the Kingsguard, that doesn't want to stay from the temptation. Everyone has a price. Your little girlfriend should know that better than anyone. Still, there has to be something. I still have more evidence. Oh, really? Whose ever testimony will be relying on this time? Wait! She gave us the gift. We can rely on Aster's testimony. He doesn't have a blood contract with her! Ha! Aster de Waterguard has no blood contracts with the Universe of Discord! Obviously. So we can rely on Aster's testimony! You can present all the evidence you want. Most of what you have is based on eyewitness accounts. Even so, you can't have possibly made a contract with everyone there. Let's check that again, shall we? Are you kidding me? But you only said it's possible. You never said that actually happened. You're the one disputing my contract, Tyrion. The burdens of the proof is on you. That's completely ridiculous. How could I possibly verify a statement like that? Tyrion, you have the evidence right in front of you. It's simple. It's the issue of divine edict on each person who was at the cathedral. You know he can't do that. If he gets it wrong even once, he'll die. That sounds more like a your problem than mine. Eris, you set your own trap by giving me this gift. Damn it. Nothing I say, Tyrion? Isn't the part where you present some groundbreaking piece of evidence? Tyrion, you have the evidence. We can rely on Aster's testimony. As long as her statement stands, you have to every piece of testimony you've gathered. Everyone at the cathedral could have been compromised, except Aster! I know he doesn't have a blood contract with you. I suppose you're right. So what are you gonna have to? You're gonna have to use his testimony. You can observe much from within that forest cage. Do you understand now? You were never meant to win this game, but I got to give you points for entertaining me this long. This is the most fun I have had, and I truly mean that. Tyrion, come on, there has to be something you can use. All the clues you gathered could potentially be lies created by her. They're useless against her. Tyrion, you have to say something. You can feel your strength fading. It feels as if you're being pulled into eternal sleep. This has always been a contest of willpower, and I think he's finally run out. No. You recall what happened during Beatrice's trial. Your mother gave you the knowledge you needed to win. But she did it before. Can she save you again? Mom, please. I need your help. Please, just tell me what to do. You hear nothing back. No. It appears that you're truly alone now. You knew this was a long shot, but you still held out hope. You just wanted to protect Celeste. And you really thought you could do this. But Eris is a being who wraps herself in layers upon layers of lies. She has the power to make you doubt everything. The witness testimony, even your hard evidence, could be a fabrication. How could you possibly argue against someone like that? It's not fair. It's not fair, Miss Tomia! They're not even bothering to investigate the crime properly. Well, of course they're not. If they did, they would be forced to admit that my client is innocent. How are you so calm right now? Isn't that what it's always like? How are you supposed to win like this? They can't just keep changing the narratives however they want. They can, and that's exactly how I'll beat them. What? Look, Cuthbert, almost part of the system is against us. But there's one advantage we have over the prosecution, and that's pure and objective logic. Oh, god damn it, I actually do have to go get the logic from out the window. I threw it out the window earlier! Logic? Tyrion, the prosecution does all sorts of things to validate their case. They present evidence, they call witness, they use those things to create conclusions. They create a box and throw the bunch of facts into it. They tell the court that everything within that box is the truth. And conversely, that makes everything outside of it a lie. But how does that help us? You point out contradictions in their case. That makes them throw more and more facts into that box to keep their case consistent. But even if one fact in that box is false, the entire thing falls apart. But surely they'll realize what you're doing. What if they play dumb and refuse to add anything to this box? Well, you can force them to. What? You can present your own truths, and you force the prosecution to accept or deny them. By doing that, you can control what goes into the box. This all sounds complicated. I don't know if I'll ever get the hang of it. Don't worry, you've always been a sharp kid. I know you'll do great things, so don't give up. I can present my own truths. Aerith's case hinges on when Beatrice disappeared, and she changed Celeste's memories to make her think that everything happened earlier, which can only mean Beatrice Frigga did not go missing before 2 p.m. What is that? I said...
This is far from over.
Beatrice Frigga did not go missing before 2 p.m. So says the word of Horus. What the hell? You feel yourself filled with radiant powers from the eyes of Horus. With the power fully unreleased, you feel divine energy in the upper planes coursing through you. Tyrion, you have wings! Wait, really? That's so cool! You frantically turn around, only catching glimpses of the spectral wings on your back. You spin around for a while until you realize that your feet aren't even touching the ground anymore. What did you just do? I became a celestial, which means must have had a Red Bull. Red Bull gives you wings. No. I also can't tell lies. In any other situation, that would be a handicap. But here, that finally puts me on equal footing with you. Why would you just die already? You tried everything you could to break me. You drove a wedge between me and Ruby. You even manipulated Celeste into betraying me. But I'm still standing, Eris. I think you're floating. Okay, you're not even on the ground, Tyrion. You're kind of not standing right now. I have lived a million of your pathetic lifetimes. And you think I'm out of my depths? I'm the Empress of Discord, the ruler of the sixth circle of hell! I'm a god! She doesn't know, Tyrion. What the hell are you laughing about? Fair enough. Whoever you are, man, king, or god, I won't let anyone stop me from reaching the truth. Since you have so graciously bared your soul to me, I guess I should do the same. I want to break your spirit in this form. Also, I could keep things fair and interesting. But you know what? Right now, I just want to see you die. What happened? Celeste? I am here. I can't wait to tear you both apart. What? What is that thing? You do honestly think my true form was that of a teenage girl? No, I'm an ancient one. I'm older than time itself. It feels liberating to break free from that weak and mortal shell. So how's your Discord daddy now? Discord daddy's doing his Discord duties. So, this is what you really look like. Well, doesn't matter. Whatever you are, I'm taking Celeste's soul back. Kick your ass, Tyrion! Celeste, you're the one who does the physical violence. I'm gonna carve out your souls and mount them into a field of morblage. You'll need to be careful. You're bound by the same rules as her now. You can't tell lies in this form, and evidently, why don't we pick up where we left off? I established that Beatrice didn't go missing until 2 p.m. I wonder, why would you go through so much trouble to make me doubt that? When she gave her testimony, Celeste said that Eris and Beatrice entered the prayer room at 1:40 p.m. But from the annex you declared, Beatrice didn't disappear until 2 p.m. Why did Eris change Celeste's memories? Eris clearly changed Celeste's memories, but with her purpose. I know, right? I have a whole playlist of like video game music, and I was just listening to this game soundtrack earlier on like a break or something, and I heard this, and I was just like, "Fuck yes, added," and it was awesome. I believe you needed Celeste to think that the events happened much earlier. Staying quiet, that won't work this time. So says the word of Horus. Nothing to say? You can't stay quiet forever. I didn't need her to think that specifically. I simply wanted to confound your abilities to deduce what actually have happened. And this is not what it meant happened? That may be, but you need to think for a specific reason to move her timeline back. So says the word of Horus. Wait. An event occurred that required Eris to change Celeste's memories. No, Eris, why did you believe that Celeste signed the contract with her? An event that occurred. death of Lord Von Sanctus. You needed Celeste to think that she signed the contract with much earlier than 2 p.m. That's because Lord Von Sanctus' death occurred at 2:05 p.m., which would imply that you killed me, convinced Celeste to sign a contract, and made Celeste trick Arya into signing another contract. All in the span of 5 minutes? If that's true, could it possibly could it be possible that Celeste isn't the Patreon? What? It's the only logical conclusion. The timeline is too short. Even if you remember being tricked by her, we can't trust your memories. Isn't that right, Eris? Your desperation is almost pitiful. I should respond so that there's no room for doubt. So says the word of Amadeus. I knew it. Is something wrong? I know the truth is hard to accept sometimes, but Celeste did betray Arya's trust. She always speaks in technicalities, so you can't take that claim at face value. But this could be a trick. You could clear out right out that Celeste is not the Patreon. But if you were wrong about that, you would most definitely die. You need to be certain that before you decide to declare that. Okay, let's assume that Celeste isn't the Patreon. Why would Celeste hand Arya a blood contract? She awkwardly skitters away. You see something fall out of her pocket. Oh, Arya, you dropped your runestone. As Celeste picks up the runestone, she accidentally activates it. An image of a piece of evidence appears for a brief moment, but Arya quickly hides it. Not before Celeste takes a sneak peek at it. Oh, I see. Celeste, don't just invade her privacy like that. Don't be like that. I'm really happy for you. She definitely handed that contract to her after it was signed. But that doesn't necessarily mean she's not the patron either. Is something wrong? You look conflicted. No, from the very beginning, she's been trying to get you into your head. She strives on doubts and mistrusts. But you always know him from the very beginning. Celeste would never betray Arya like that. Celeste McCoy is not the patron described in Arya Steelwind's blood contract. So says the word of Horus. Even now, you trust her that much? Well, wait, but that means you didn't betray Arya, Celeste. She only manipulated your memories after the fact. She wanted to make you think that you did. So it's not my fault? It isn't. But that's far more unsettling implications. Someone else is a patron, but who? No, that's not important right now. You need to focus on saving Celeste for now. Celeste wasn't the one who secured Arya's accomplice in cooperation. Doesn't that make your contract flawed? Please, I thought you were an attorney. The contract states that Celeste would engage in actions deemed necessary to secure the accomplice and cooperation of Arya Steelwind. No further actions were necessary. She was already under my influence by then. That means none of this is her fault. Oh, I wouldn't go that far. Right, there still is the death of Pierce. It doesn't matter who is responsible for the massacre as a whole. All that matters is the fidelity of my contract. You act like you're in control of the situation, but you're still nervous ever since I began disputing your contract. You're hiding something, aren't you? Who can say for sure? The second paragraph is vague, but what about the first and third paragraphs? Something's off here. Wait. Is it possible that I didn't die? Are you still in denial? I thought you were ready to die to save your beloved Celeste. Answer the question, Eris. We can't trust Celeste's memories. That memories when she confirmed my death could all have been a fabrication. If you're still holding on to the hopes that you'll survive this, let me state this plainly for you. I did not alter that memory. So says the word of Amadeus. I'm sorry, Tyrion. Wait. Could she be fabricating when Celeste saw us dead? Because it is true that Tyrion did die at one point. We know this as a player. I know this because it wouldn't been when when the sleep spell happened. It would have been when he tried to get the blood contract for Aster. How did you revive me, Eris? Do you even have the powers to resurrect people from the dead? Who do you think you're talking to? Of course I do. But if you doubt me, why don't you declare that Tyrion Cuthbert never died? Knowing her, she could be baiting you into telling a lie. But it's equally that she is bluffing. If you still doubt that I resurrected you, I'll state this. Beings of my power are able to resurrect people from the dead. What would you need to specify that beings of your power can do this? Is it possible that it's not a simple or easy feat to accomplish? I feel like we should agree here. Logic states to agree. But part of me is saying interprets where to go. Why would you need to specify that beings of your power can do that? Is it possible that it's not a simple or easy feat to accomplish? For example, would Martin be able to resurrect the person from the dead using a contract? Let me save you the trouble. I'll say it for you. The Empress of Discord cannot resurrect people easily. So says the word of Horus. That's not the same thing as saying it was impossible for me to do it. But it would require a large amount of effort on your part. Perhaps, recall my previous declaration, Celeste was there, and by all accounts she concluded that you were dead. How thoroughly did you check me? I have experience in first aid. It was pretty bad. You weren't breathing and your heart was stopped. She tried to resuscitate you for several minutes, but for no avail. Right, there's no way your body could survive that long without oxygen and blood flow. And Eris just confirmed that Celeste spent several minutes trying to resuscitate you. But there has to be more than this than you're seeing. What could have created this scenario? Several nuclear pensions are hot. Now there's some medical detail like medical traces again. Oh yes, we can still use spells too. Caster must target a creature that's already unconscious while they are concentrated. Is that a spell that... Yes! That's what Beatrice could have used. You may have been able to resurrect me, but you had a far easier way to create that scenario. And lucky for you, Beatrice was there and under your control. Are you saying that Beatrice can resurrect people from the dead? No, the opposite is actually true. Beatrice cast the frightened death on Tyrion Cuthbert. So says the word of Horus. What? I'm sorry, Celeste, but I was never dead. She just used the spell to trick you. No, so everything I did was for nothing. But that means you never resurrected him. He was never dead in the first place. The contract only said that he was apparently dead. All I did was revive him by making Beatrice release her spell, which allowed him to wake up. Well, that eliminates the first paragraph as a possible weak point, and he only leaves the death of Pierce at Celeste's hand. Something happened with Pierce, didn't it? What are you hiding? Wait! Now, I know we don't have Celeste's spell Continuum anymore, but what we do have is Frozen Blade impaled Pierce's heart. There was trace of a transmutation magic kind of applied to murder, which she to create a blade and murder him, which is out of the Simmer. Whatever could you be talking about? Your contract says that Celeste must bring about demise by Garrick Pierce by her own hands. Since you wrote that contract, it must have been your intent from the beginning. So why are you so nervous? Something went wrong, didn't it? If you want to stay quiet, I'll just... All of this could be an elaborate trick to bait you into making a false statement. All you need to be careful. You need to find exactly what went wrong. Is it possible that Celeste didn't kill Garrick Pierce? Are you serious? He's the man who killed her adoptive father. He was so elated to be executed next month. She didn't have rational reason not to trade his life for yours. Yeah, as bad as it sounds, it wouldn't be a hard choice for me. There isn't a single reason why I wouldn't take a deal like that. She may have wanted to, but something else might have happened. Perhaps Beatrice or Arya misinterpreted one of your commands and killed them against your wishes. You're making this so tedious. So says the word of Amethyst. Well, what if you forced Celeste to kill him? She signed that contract with you. She was already had control of her. The contract states that she needs to kill Pierce of her own volition and agency. Do you honestly think I would make a foolish mistake like that? So says the word of Amethyst. What if someone else killed Garrick Pierce on accident? Maybe someone of the Kingsguard who survived and entered the prayer room. Try again, Tyrion. And while I'm at it, so says the words. No. Do you understand now? I can't refute any possibility, explanation what you may have for Pierce's death. But the truth is, Tyrion, you said actions, but the contract says hands. Right. And lastly, it's stipulated that Celeste McCoy, of her own volition and agency, shall bring about the demise of Garrick Pierce by her own hands. Afterward. No. Have you given up? Have I finally extinguished the light of hope within you? I can't believe it. I can't believe you fell for that! What? You never thrown consenting decorations at me like that before. It's all because I'm getting close, isn't it? You can feel your Celeste's memories of what happened, and I don't have any evidence that implies that what actually transpired in the prayer room. The only person who could tell me that was you. What? You thought you could overwhelm me by shooting down all my series? But all you did was tell me exactly the state of the room when Garrick Pierce died. And now that I can figure out what actually happened. Well, wait! Who killed Garrick Pierce? Wait, hold on. Wait. He committed suicide! Oh! Boy committed suicide! Ellis Elevator, Empress of Discord. No, stop this! I'm not sure what supposedly drove him to do something like that. But when he was in the prayer room, Gears Pierce chose to take his own life. What? You know what this means, don't you? But for the sake of it, I'll state it in a way that makes it abundantly clear. Stop this! Stop this right now! Sus McCoy did not bring about the demise of the Gears Pierce by her own hands. So says the word of Horus. The conditions of your contract were impossible for Sus to fulfill. That renders it illogically invalid. That's checkmate, Eris. You filthy little... You're back! Does this mean you? I successfully nullified Sus's blood contract. You look in the satchel and check the place where you've been keeping her contract. You only find a pile of ashes, and it appears it's completely disintegrated. But you're still alive. How? You! At first you think she's glaring at you, but then you realize... Me? You little bitch! I could have accepted losing to a Heavensborn, but you? What are you talking about? Tyrion's the one that beat you. Wait, I remember what really happened now. Tyrion, please wake up! You can't die! It appears that he's quite dead. You should be more careful, Celeste. You might hurt someone if you sing that dangerous thing around. I was right about you all along. I should have never trusted you. I like your enthusiasm, but there's still something you can do to save him. What is this? Do you feel that pit of dread in your chest? It's the same fear my dad felt after you stabbed him. And with his life, you'll have your beloved Tyrion back. Says the one. Excuse me, that was your Discord daddy. Who said it? Not me. What are you waiting for? End him, Celeste. I can't. What? What are you talking about? Tyrion, he wouldn't want this. He never has to know, Celeste. I can protect you from his Eye of Horus. That doesn't matter! I can't do it. It's just... This man literally killed your adopted father. Not to mention he's a dead man walking. You lived a lifetime of killing people. What's one more person? I won't suffer your self-righteous pity, bastard. Don't misunderstand me. Right now, I want nothing more to end your worthless life. But Tyrion's ideals are what saves me. That part of him is so wonderful and so beautiful. I could never betray those ideals, not even if it's to save him. You're actually serious, aren't you? You'd seriously sacrifice him to honor his idiotic ideals? I won't do it. I'm not going to sign that contract. Contract? Ah, I see now. What? So you're his little consort, aren't you? Figurita. Damn it! Well, wait! Get out of the way, you idiot! Drop the weapon, Pierce. Don't be stupid. The only stupid one here is you, bastard! You should have known from the beginning. No matter what you chose, you were never going to let me live. Zay, but if I'm fated to die, then it's going to be on my own terms. Wait, stop! I'll see you all in hell. Damn it! Menace! Are you trying to heal him? It's too late. He aimed straight for his heart. No! Come on, you waste of human flesh, wake up! I need you alive! What the hell did you do? Yeah, man, committed Sugaduku. Pierce is dead, and I signed your stupid contract. Now bring Tyrion back. No! No! No, 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 no! Pierce was dead anyways, so I thought I could catch her on a technicality. but I never realized what I actually did. You rendered my blood contract faulty! You ruined everything! And where did that get you off acting like you're better than any of them? What? Ideals? Righteousness? Don't give me that bullshit! I could have accepted losing to a Heavensborn, but you're a human! You're a goddamn killer! All of you are rotten and disgusting cores! You would all tear out each other's throats if I gave you the smallest reason to. Tyrion's the only person here with a trace of Celeste's righteous mortality. If that's what you think of them, you really don't know anything about humanity. Celeste is far more than what you're saying. She's far more caring and empathetic than I am. I could never even come close. And that had nothing to do with whether I'm a Heavensborn or if she's a human. But I think I understand you a little more, Eris. Is that so? Let me ask you a question, Eris. Do you feel any amount of satisfaction when you killed my mother? What? So, you figured that out, did you? When you were on that little tale bit of you, how much you enjoyed killing Heavensborn, I had some suspicions. And how does it feel, Tyrion? The person who killed your mother, the person who ruined your entire life, is standing right in front of you. What do you have to say? Nothing to say? Say something, damn it! I think all I feel for you right now is pity. Oh, that's rich. You pity me. Your existence is a manifesto of the moments of my eternal existence. And yet you put all of this effort off to making me suffer? Well, was it everything you imagined it would be? Did it satisfy you at all? I bet you didn't feel anything when you killed my mother. It was just another drop of evil into your empty soul. I was excited. It was far too simple. I didn't truly make her suffer. That's why I didn't. Oh, is that right? Well, what if you did succeed in throwing me into despair? Would have you felt any sort of satisfaction? Of course Demons can't tell lies, Eris. You can't lie to us, and you can't lie to yourself. No, that can't. And that's why I pity you. You were fated to be evil from the moment of your creation, weren't you? That's why you hated humanity so much. You envy us. What did you just say? You're envious of humanity. You don't grow. You don't change. You can't just become a better version of yourself. You're right. Your existence probably will be eternal. You'll be eternally evil, and you'll be eternally unsatisfied and eternally pitiful. That's why you envy us, because you'll never be free from that fate. That's completely. You can't say it, can you? You can't refute my claims because it would be a lie. You know what? Maybe you are right. Maybe I'll never be satisfied. Maybe I won't feel any satisfaction from killing you. But I'm still going to try. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Scaled Lord. You think you would threaten violence in my presence? Thank you, Scaled Lord, sir. Arrogant witch. I think no one can bring themselves to swear in this court. except for Eris. Well, I suppose that solves that business. Although, she'll definitely be back one day. And when she does, I'll be ready. For now, let us satisfy that we finally discovered what happened. Oh, right. About that. Are you serious? After all that, we still don't know who the patron is. At this point, I'm just glad Miss McCoy wasn't the true mastermind behind this. Speaking of which, now that I've nullified her contract, Celeste should finally have her true memories back. I do remember what happened, but it's still really fuzzy. I've been trying to remember what Arya's what was on Arya's contract when I caught a glimpse of it. But I think that's the memory Eris manipulated the most. It's possible that she will need some time to fully recover from the Empress's demonic influences. But we don't have that kind of time. That damn demon led us around the entire morning. Not to mention that we have lost nearly an hour due to Cuthbert's disputing that contract. Wow, it really took us almost an hour to do that? Wow. It's just past noon. Right, we have less than 3 hours before every magical trace at the crime scene disappears. Could you try testifying? Maybe reviewing everything will help you jog your memories. Okay, I'll do my best. Miss McCoy, could you try to remember what happened during your business with the Empress of Discord? I'll try my best. I think I remember now. We went to meet with Pierce at 1:50, and we heard that commotion outside at 2:20 p.m. I saw Arya attacking the guards there, and I fought her for about 15 minutes before she broke past me. When I followed her into the prayer room, I found her there with Beatrice and Eris. They knocked Arya, Tyrion, and Pierce unconscious. I checked Tyrion's body and saw he was dead, but now I realize that Beatrice just cast foreign dust on him. Anyways, Eris offered a deal to me, but I couldn't go through with killing Pierce. I think you know the rest. A few minutes after Pierce died, Aster, the Inquisition, and the Kingsguard showed up to arrest Arya. Aside from your conversation with Ilmister, that seems to match up with what we already knew. It appears that we simply need to wait for Celeste's memories to return. He's clearly okay with leaving his daughter vulnerable until then. Even if there's nothing apparently significant, I'd still like to cross-examine her. Go ahead then. Right. Now we know for certain that the meeting was at 2 p.m. Yeah, she only changed my memories so that she could trick us all. Considering that my memories were intact, she must have not had the power to change them. Yes, she never actually used her dynamic powers to revive you. She merely had Beatrice release Foreign Dust spell that she originally cast. I still can't believe I fell for that. Anyways, who did you see attacking the guards? Was it Arya or Beatrice? Originally, you said you fought her for a lot longer. Yeah, I had to account for the time I was speaking to Eris. I had a feeling something was off about that. I knew Tyrion would be really meticulous about the timeline of the murder, so I had to make my testimony match up with the time of Pierce's death. I'm really sorry. We'll talk about this later. So, we weren't wrong about Beatrice sneaking past you during your fight. Yeah, now that I look back on it, it was probably just a distraction so Beatrice could sneak past me. What is it, Cuthbert? If the Patron was working together with Eris, why would Eris use Beatrice to knock out Arya? I never thought of that. Frankly, I find it hard to believe that the Patron would willingly went along with the Empress's convoluted plan. They clearly needed Pierce to die and rely on McCoy to do something foolhardily. Right. Is it possible that Eris went off script then? She definitely didn't seem like the type of demon to take orders from a human. Anyways, what happened when you saw me unconscious? I can't believe you fell for such an obvious deception. I know, I was just so scared. I thought Tyrion was dead. I wasn't thinking clearly. I'm glad that you care about me that much. But what you did almost destroyed Arya's future. Perhaps it's best to stick to the facts for now. To sink one of the blood contracts, it could have had such an effect on the investigation. I should have known she was up to something, but I was too desperate to realize it. You were put in a difficult situation. Take solace in the fact that you stuck to your ideals despite of that. The Scaled Lord is being surprisingly empathetic towards her. This must have been after they went to investigate the fire in the common room. I'm surprised Aster went to the prayer room as well. I thought the Kingsguard would have kept him in a secure location. Those were my orders, but His Majesty demanded that they secure the cathedral for safety of everyone there. He's always been altruistic. Your testimony doesn't appear to add any new information, but between the multiple murders and errors changing people's memories, there might be something you missed. Remember each piece of evidence he had. Wait a second.
Objection!
Wait, what? What is it, Cuthbert? Celeste, are you sure that Aster showed up only a few minutes after Pierce died? Yeah, I remember that part pretty well. Harris seemed really worried about him, but seen by them. Have you figured something out, Mr. Cuthbert? It's just that... May I remind you that we're extremely pressed for time. Stop wasting our time and just say what you want to say. Celeste. Pierce died at 2:45 p.m. and Aster showed up at the prayer room only a few minutes after? Yeah. Where are you? Wait. That raises a big question. How did Aster enter the prayer room around 2:45 p.m. when he should have been trapped in a forced cage until 3 p.m.? Wait, you're not serious, are you? McCoy's memories are clearly unreliable. My men reported that His Majesty led them to the prayer room after he exited the forced cage. Normally, that would be the more concrete when compared to Celeste's testimony, but we can't trust their testimony. What are you talking about? While I was disputing Celeste's contract, Eris declared that she made contracts with multiple members of the Kingsguard. What? They were working together with her, and if those contracts were structured similarly to Celeste, she must have had the ability to manipulate their memories. This means they could have intentionally or unintentionally lied during questioning. To think, even the Kingsguard has been compromised. How could I have let this happen? And even if we assume he somehow escaped the inescapable forced cage, how did Aster know to head to the prayer room? I understand your point, but you do understand what you're implying. I'm not implying anything. I'm just stating the facts we know. We know that a human, whether willingly or otherwise, worked with the Empress of Discord to orchestrate this massacre. He was deeply trusted by Arya Steelwind. So much so that she didn't even think twice about signing a contract that he gave her. There's only one person who meets the criteria. Aster de Wyvengard, the reigning king of our kingdom. And to think I like that man. Order. I will have order. Mr. Cuthbert, do you understand the weight of this accusation? To claim that the king collaborated with a demon in any capability is no small thing. I do. But I'm hoping this is all a misunderstanding. After all, Eris's goal seems to be nothing beyond sowing so much as discord as possible. She made us believe that Celeste and Arya were both murderers. I want to save Arya, but I also want to believe in the people who believe in me. If Aster had information that can save Arya, we have to find it. Very well then. I suppose it's only right then. With everything that has transpired, the king should make his truth known. I agree. And I wouldn't have it any other way. Kingsguard, please escort His Majesty to the stand. Thank you for your cooperating, Aster. Of course, I understand your position, Mr. Cuthbert. I'm hoping that you can shed some light on how Arya came to be under the blood contract in the first place. It's possible that Eris tricked you somehow and made you carry out a massacre. Good job! Good promotion! Good promotion of the Discord. There has to be something we're not seeing, despite what the evidence points to. Evidence. You're referring to Celeste's testimony, am I correct? I'm sorry to say this, but are you sure we can trust her testimony? We can't trust her now. She's no longer under the effects of a blood contract, which you claim no longer exists. But only you have the power to manifest them in the first place. What are you getting at? I'm sorry, Mr. Cuthbert, but I suppose what I mean is, after everything that just happened, how can we trust you? What? You disappeared for quite some time. Who knows where. And the only person who was there with you was Celeste and a demon who clearly has altered people's memories. Isn't it a little too convenient that she was burnt to a crisp almost immediately after your return? She said it multiple times that didn't actually kill her. And now you're singling me out as the patron? One ultimately responsible for the murders of Von Sanctus and Syllabus? If that demon made you into her puppet, wouldn't this be exactly what you wanted? That's right! How do we know this is Heavenborn can be trusted? We all have heard the stories. He's practically a descendant. For all we know, he could be an agent of the Thriastiki. You can feel the room turning against you. Even the Scaled Lord looks weary. Sorry, I didn't mean to insult you after everything you've done, but I suppose there's only a way to confirm your theory. And what's that? Use your divine energy, just like you've done several times before. If I truly was in league with that demon, I shouldn't have a contract with her. I will appear, even if I was made to forget about it. Wait, that's right! We already tried that before and it didn't work! Which means that he definitely doesn't have a contract with her. Why aren't you doing it? I can't. I already tried and nothing appeared. I see. I'm sorry, Mr. Cuthbert. I know you care deeply for her, but we all saw Celeste's blood contract, and we did hear her from her earlier confession. Not to mention, we have no way of knowing whether Celeste is truly free from Eris's influence. If Miss Steelwind is to be saved, we must accept what needs to be done. I don't like saying this, but I think it's time this trial came to a conclusion. Don't you, Your Grace? Damn it! He even got the Scaled Lord on his side. Even if it's against you, he raises a lot of good points. But is he acting with malice, or is he just being careful? Come on, think, Tyrion. We just proved that my blood contract was invalid. But the one who made Arya commit those murders is still out there. You've been thinking about this the wrong way. If Eris found ways to trick people into signing up blood contracts before, so she wouldn't necessarily need a blood contract to trick Aster into accidentally helping her. The question isn't whether Aster knowingly did this or not. The question is, what part of the marriage license? He needed it to trick Arya into signing the contract somehow. But you're saying that you've seen how she's around him. That wouldn't have been very hard to do. No, Arya has been extremely lovesick around him, but she's still an attorney. She would be careful to read any contract she signed. We deduced earlier that her blood contract was disguised as a normal legal document. And I remember something. When you caught a glimpse of it, you immediately started teasing her. I'm really trying, but I can't remember what I saw. If I was teasing her about it, it might have been related to her relationship with Aster. What did Arya think she was signing? Sorry, but that doesn't really narrow it down. No, it's exactly the clue I needed. Really? Aster, there's one piece of physical evidence that proves that you were involved in this. Really? The patron controlled Arya and committed each murders without having to do anything personally. Now Arya and Eris are married. Woohoo! Gay love. So, that means I can take Aster. Woo! No. Without having to do anything personally. But this is all contingent on tricking her into signing that contract in the first place. I recall that you went to a meeting with the High Speaker right before the massacre started. It was to discuss your marriage to Arya, wasn't it? Yes, that's correct. Aster, the blood contract that Arya signed needed to look like a normal legal document, but I just realized something while reading it. The language you used would make sense under a different context. In that context, Arya gave you her mind, body, and soul. It wouldn't bind her to you as long as you both live. Wait, are you saying? No. In other words, till death do you part.
Objection!
That's a big leap in logic, even for you. Whoever tricked my daughter would surely destroy the evidence by now. That demon went out of her way to destroy her memories of signing it. I doubt they would even left any copy of the marriage license to be found. Indeed, bringing such heavy accusations into the High Speaker's or the King's will require more than just speculation. First he declares the King is to testify, now he declares it to indicate the High Speaker. He's a traitor to the nation. I have more than just speculations, Your Grace. I have a copy of it. But your divine edict only creates the terms of the blood contract, not the material that was written on it. The original document wouldn't be visible on your copy. That wasn't the copy I was talking about, Aster. What? Don't you wonder how I knew about that blood contract? Every attorney has a magical runestone. They let us take pictures of crime scenes and write down notes magically. Yes, I'm well aware of them. And did you know that Arya took a picture of the marriage license she signed? What? She was so happy to finally have your reunion confirmed that she took a picture of your marriage license, even though it was technically illegal to do so. Why would she? The moment she regained consciousness, she thought she was a danger to others. She had no memories of what she did that day, but she knew something was wrong. That's why she locked herself in a cell with an anti-magic field. She was being rightfully cautious, but she simply left any of those anti-magic fields. She simply had to leave any of those anti-magic fields to check her runestone. She would have found a picture of the marriage license with the exact same words as her blood contract. So I'll ask you this, Aster. Who gave that marriage license to her? Was it you or the High Speaker? If you don't want to answer, we can drag the truth out of both of you. Don't bother. No. So it wasn't really you. Tell me, Mr. Cuthbert. Do you know what the best kind of lie is? The kind that's hardest to disprove. No, not quite. It's the kind where you won't even try. The best kind of lie is the one you want to believe in. The truth can be right in front of you, but it'll make you look away. If I recall correctly, Okoye made you experience that firsthand today. Your Majesty, what are you? I'm done with this facade. I'm sure if we brought the High Speaker to the stand, Cuthbert would just deduce that what happened anyways. If it was gonna end this way, I suppose, perhaps I was just lying to myself. You're hot. No, Aster, you whelp. Are you saying that it was you? You used my daughter to commit mass murder? I did, Lucio. What of it? How could you? And what right do you have to judge my actions, oh great-scaled lord? I was only cleaning up the mess you created. And what if it weren't for Iris's little games? I would have done it in a much cleaner manner. Pardon me? No, I think I'll be pardoning myself. You can't be serious. I am the king of Ravengard, am I not? Is that not my right? You're insane! Tell me, does this terrify you at all? To know that I can do whatever I please with no one who can stop me? Is that not what you've all been doing to the rest of this country? Do you seriously expect to get away with this? I do. Who has the power to stop me? The Scaled Lord? Yes, exactly him. This is why he hosted the trial in the first place. His authority is above yours. I did not ask who could stop me, Tyrion. I asked who was going to. Scaled Lord, please do something. You're our only hope. What? Why aren't either you
saying anything? Yes, Raladin, have me arrested. Put my 7-year-old brother to the throne. I'm sure history will tell exactly how a kingdom fares when a child sits on the throne. Or would you take the throne for yourself? You spent all those centuries huddled away in this ruined city. I'm certain you know exactly what problems this nation is facing when it needs to right itself. Reladon! I'm sorry, Mr. Cuthbert. I came here to do what's best for my people. I may not know the best course before me, but I know with painful certainty that it is not to seize control of this nation. I will not take that responsibility again, nor will I thrust the responsibility onto those who would not have it. Not really surprising. From everything I've seen, negligence has been your consistent trait. And what about you, Lucio? Are you going to try to dispose me, the beloved prince, now king of Wyvengard? Or did you forget the people of the nation love me and hate you? I hear you've been very skilled at arguing, Tyrion, but I doubt even you can make the public see that as anything other than a military coup. Can you imagine? Grand General Lucio disposing of the new king of Wyvengard before the previous king's body is even interred. I wonder just how bloody of a civil war that would plunge into this nation into. And even if Lucio doesn't have much difficulty crushing the commoners, I'm sure you can imagine just how tempting the weakened Wyvengard would look to other nations. Damn it! By killing Silbus and Von Sanctus, he left a power vacuum only he could fill. Aster, you're holding the entire kingdom hostage. I'm merely consolidating power where it belongs, in the hands of a king and a beloved ruler, who finally is going to fix this nation. You murdered several people, consorted with demons, and enslaved your own fiancé! I'm sure that is to you. My actions may seem evil and unforgivable, but in the Wyvengard's nobility, I doubt that I'm even the first to do such a thing. This is just politics. And I think that makes checkmate, Cuthbert. Oh, wait. I can't believe it. I've always wanted to say that. What are you doing? All doing? Just gonna let him get away? I mean, to be fair, there's not really much we can. Is there anything we can do? Wait a second. Another theory I've had, like, this entire time is that Celeste is of royal blood. Lucio, she's your daughter, and you're just gonna let him keep control over her? My daughter would never sacrifice the stability of Wyvengard for her freedom. You know that to be true. He killed so many people and he enslaved Arya. He almost killed you and tried to get me killed. He almost killed you and tried to kill me. Wait a minute. That's right. Why did he try to kill you? What do you mean? If Aster is the patron, that means the Pierces originally sent that letter to him. The king of Wyvengard just recently died. If Aster thought she was a threat, that means the Celeste has royal blood. That wouldn't make sense. Even if McCoy was of royal blood, Aster is the king's eldest daughter and he is of pure royal blood. McCoy would have no claim to the throne unless under these circumstances. If you were his half sister, you wouldn't have a claim to the throne. So why would he go through so much to kill Pierce and you? Maybe he just wanted to make sure. He wouldn't have Eris kill Pierce personally if it wasn't that important. He needed both you and Pierce to die during the massacre, which means you two were just important targets as Von Sanctus and Silbus. Okay, but my potential claim to the throne would only be a reason why he was scared of me. If that wasn't a problem, why would he be so scared of Pierce's blackmail? Would the line of succession only be the reason why he would be scared of Celeste's parentage? Recall what you remember what Wyvengard's laws regarding the royal throne. Wasn't there something else that he mentioned about that? You recall a conversation you had with Heir's Illuminator. Despite everything, our kingdom's constitution still includes the Lord scale in our government. Wait, really? As our savior of our kingdom, he and his king would have an honorary position in our political hierarchy. This ancient dragon's authority technically rivals that of the king's. Wow, I had no idea. How I had never heard this before. To be honest, that law is just a way to revere him and appease the church. Wait, the Scaled Lord and his king override the king's rule. Wait, who is Celeste's father? Celeste is a dragon! Or dragonborn. I guess that makes sense. A flood of memories come back to you. Celeste McCoy, by the authority of the Wyvern Guard's card, you're under arrest. The Knight's got friends dragging her away. She kicks and screams against them, despitefully trying to break free. Even between the three knights, it's taking all their strengths to subdue her. Furoda? But I know more than one spell now. I've actually just learned a few new spells today. I'm sorry, spells? As in plural? How long did it take you to learn those spells? A few hours, I think. Ah, so you come here for the humble beginnings that I do. Which spells have you mastered? I haven't really mastered any of them. I know about 7 spells, though. 7?! She learned even more spells? She's been picking up them rather quickly. Make no mistake, even in my human void, I always have the strength of an ancient dragon. This can't be real! What is it, Tyrion? It's absolutely crazy, but it also makes a lot of sense. Her ridiculous strength, her natural talent for learning magic, she inherited all of it from him. Are you okay? You got really pale all of a sudden. I fell in love with a dragon. Once you reveal this, there's no going back for her. Do you even have the right to do this for her? No, Arya's freedom rides on this. As much as it pains you, this is the only way to save her and Wyvengard. I'm sorry, Celeste. What? What are you apologizing? What am I about to do could change your entire life. Possibly in a way you don't want it to. It will place an unimaginable responsibility on your shoulders, but it's the only way to save Arya and stop him. So I'm sorry. Please forgive me for doing this. It does! I fell in love with the dragon while prosecuting the king. Excuse me? We're the defense attorney, but yeah, you're right. We are prosecuting him. And do you think one little life-changing event could ever change how I feel about you? Are you sure? I owe you and Arya for what I did. But we need to do this to save Arya, right? It's partly my fault she's in this situation. But if my life is really going to change because of this, just promise me something. What is it? Take responsibility for what you're about to do. I already am. Of course, I was always going to do that, regardless of what happened. Good. Are you two done flirting with each other? If you have nothing else to say, stop wasting all of our time. Aster, I know who Celeste's father is. Wait, really? What? No! You're bluffing. You have to be. Why don't we test that theory then? You said that no one could contest your rule of Wyvengard aside from the Scaled Lord. But there is one more person, isn't there? What are you talking about? Only the Scaled Lord has the political power to override the will of the king. And his king, Lucio. Yes, I suppose that's... Aster de Wyvengard, you needed Celeste to die during the massacre. It's because her existence always posed a threat to your rule. Are you serious? People of the Wyvengard nobility. Your current king was a fearful of my bodyguard's parentage, and we now know why. Celeste McCoy is the daughter of the Scaled Lord Relaton, the ancient dragon and creator of all arcane magic. Father! I just imagine Celeste looking at the Relaton and feeling like, Father! Judging from your action, I'm right, aren't I? I'm half dragon? Well, I'm apparently part angel, so you're in good company. So that demon was speaking the truth then. Father, wait, you're dead. You're not dead. And Aster Dave Wyvengard, as the Scale Lord's king, Sus has the authority to pass judgment on you and override your rule. And when you're gone, she'll take your place as ruler of Wyvengard. Miss McCoy, think about this. You can even begin to grasp what it takes to lead a nation, much less this broken one. You'll find this crown no less binding than any blood contract. Just tell me one thing, Aster. Why did you do this to Arya? She trusted you. She loved you. You could have changed Wyvengard together with her. With us! And you could have done it all without having to do any of this. Is that what you really think? I suppose you would. You probably also think Tyrion's the first person to try to change this nation while still working within its laws. There's nothing wrong with having the ideals and working within the law. My father was like that too. He was a man of ideals once. But I watched him my whole life as he was forced to compromise on everything he believed in. One ideal after another. It was to keep the peace. We must maintain the stability of the nobles' houses to uphold law and order. And do you know who paid the price every time? Not him, not me, not any of the nobles gathered here. No, the people who paid the price were the common folk. The kinds of people you two were always trying to save. I would have honestly thought you'd understand by now. A gulf of existence is just what is lawful in this kingdom. I thought you two, out of everyone, could have understood why I did this. We know it's not fair, but we're capable of changing it, and you had the power to do just that. I am changing it! You worked so hard to find the truth behind Von Sanctus and Syllabus's murders, but there's a little bit of truth that evidence to everyone in this room except you two. Half the people present here today are glad they're gone, and the other half wants to be the ones who replace them. The blood I shed in a single hour did more good for this kingdom than you two have done in years. So that's how you plan on fixing this country's problems? By working with demons and killing your way to a brighter future? If I had to, why not? Every day across this nation, commoners are killed and oppressed at the hands of the very nobles gathered here. They bleed this country dry and feed their people like carrions. I'm merely returning a much-needed sense of equality. Do you really think any of you are in a position to judge me? All of you who came running into the news of my father's death. All of you could be the first to fill my ears with your symbolic praises. Do you know what any difference between the Empress and Discord of all of you is? That demon was just a bit more honest. Arya wanted to change that. She would have helped you. Arya's too stupid and naive to do anything. She loved you. How could you? She loved the idea of me. She loved the weak and influential prince who would have born watching the kingdom rot with a damn smile. She loved your kindness, Aster. This is kindness. The blood I will spill is the greatest kindness this kingdom has ever known. And once I'm done, Wyvengard will be better and stronger for it. Aster. McCoy, I don't care what you are. The Scale Lord's daughter, the rightful heir, none of that matters to me. I will save my kingdom and its people, and I will carve out the loss of its hearts, the piece by bloody piece. Nothing will stand in my way. I'm Aster de Wyvengard, King of Wyvengard, the consort to the Lord of the Six. I'm nothing but a dead man. Bonus. Lucio. What? No! Lucio, what have you done? The blood contract, Cuthbert. What? Okay, I'm kind of sad that Aster's dead now. My daughter's blood contract? Does it still exist? So, I guess... You check your satchel, and sure enough, Arya's bond contract has completely disintegrated. Its conditions have been fulfilled, haven't they? Because they both no longer live. Excellent. Lucio, this is not what we discussed. My daughter would never be as free as long as that wretch lived. McCoy agreed to take his place, and there's always how it's going to end. Lucio, you can't seriously expect... Save your breath, Cuthbert. I already know. Kingsguard, what are you standing around for? The Grand General has committed a regicide. Arrest him at once. I suppose that's that then. This doesn't really feel like something to celebrate. Okay, Queen of Wyvengard. I am compelled to agree. I think that His Majesty was so far gone that he consorted with a demon. And also he could save the common folk. Regardless of his actions, he did have the same goal as you. He truly wanted to make things better for the common folk. Even with the Eye of Horus, he never caught a hint of pain that he must have been feeling. He closely guarded his true emotions from everyone, including Arya. No wonder Iris was able to manipulate him. You, of all people, know exactly how easy she can exploit that kind of weakness. Nevertheless, it appears apparently that no need to continue this trial, although it's clear our work is only just beginning. Court is adjourned for the time being. You are free to return to your homes. However, I am sure there's so much for us to discuss. Many things have changed here today, and I'm sure many of us will need to make arrangements to adapt. Until then, please refrain from discussing the events outside these halls. This goes without saying, but we must keep today's events a secret from the public, at least for now. You all accept the Scale Lord's Slayer. Considering everything that's happened, this should feel like a victory. Arya was saved, Eris was vanquished, temporary at least, and the patron no longer lives. Hey. Hi. We won, didn't we? So why does this feel so... Yeah, I feel the same way. He was a terrible person. He killed people. He tried to kill us. He tried to use Arya like a puppet. But I really wish we could have changed his mind. Yeah. Sometimes people are beyond saving. And I think he made up his mind a long time ago. He knew what he was doing to Arya, and I can't think of any other way we could have truly freed her. I know. I just hope she's... Hello. I'm glad I found you before I left. You freeze when you look at her. More specifically, you realize the disserve that the Eye of Horus is showing you. Oh, Arya! I'm so sorry, Why are you apologizing? What? If it's about your testimony, I'm afraid I will need to charge you with perjury. Ah, right. Wait! Huh, yeah, how would that work? No, wait, so Tyrion's half angel, and Celeste's half dragon. So that would mean their kid would be like quarter angel and quarter dragon. Yeah, this is all too confusing to me. Let's not think about that, okay? Let's not think about that, okay? Not for now, at least. Come on, I'm basically your boss now. No one's above the law. That's made apparent when she suddenly stops talking when she mentions his name. She doesn't trail off. Her voice doesn't even break. She simply stops, as if she was a machine that was ceased functioning. Arya? Anyways, I'm sure it's nothing to worry about. You do have a talented defense counsel after all. Right. You really want to say something back, but you're off too put to say anything. Anyways, I wanted to thank you for the work you've done, Mr. Cuthbert. I truly mean what you mean it when I say it. You have my gratitude. Yeah, of course. Anyways, I have much work to get done with now that the Grand General is in custody. I'll be taking my leave. Yeah. What was that all about? Why didn't you say anything to her? I didn't see anything through the eye. She must be subconsciously guarding her emotions. I guess I don't really blame her. No, Celeste. I didn't see anything. What? I looked at her with the eye. She wasn't holding anything back. And even with that, I saw nothing. There was no anger, no sadness, no fear, no joy. I used the eye to see emotions of countless amount of people, but I've never seen that before. It was like I was looking at a machine. But you're right. I should have said something. I'm going to... As you're about to chase after her, Celeste stops you. Do you mind if I talk to her? What? Are you sure? Yeah, we actually hang out a lot outside of trials. I think she might respond better to me. You remember the comforting feeling you had your hand in hers. Alright, I suppose I'll let you handle it. Once again, you remember the comforting feeling of her hands in yours. Just, keep it verbal. What? Never mind. I don't know what I'm saying. Just go. Alright, you weirdo. It looks like you got an acquittal of yet another client, but it doesn't quite tie up so neatly as you hoped. What do you mean she's gone? She was just here! I'm sorry, Your Grace. You may not know that the future has in store for the two of you, but perhaps it's okay. You have the feeling that as long as you have her, no, as long as you have everyone, you can begin to forge your own paths. Oh no! They're holding hands! Oh no! The disgrace between the king, the daughter of the scaled lord, and some heavens born. Oh no! Sorry. A path that's completely chosen by you this time. Damn it, Arya! Where are you? Oh, hello. My apologies. I didn't mean to frighten you. No, it's fine. This must be awkward. You're looking for Miss Steelwind, are you? Do you? Yeah, how'd you know? She's been sitting outside my lair for a while. I tried speaking to her, but... Yeah, I get it. I'm going to try to talk to her. Of course. Relaton? Yes? I'm not mad at you, What? I'm not sure why you left me at the McCoy's Tavern. But because of that, I got raised by my mom and dad. And if I didn't live there, I would never have met Tyrion or Arya. I could never be mad at you for giving me a life like that. Plus, now that I know I'm half dragon, that's pretty cool, isn't it? Miss McCoy. Don't be so formal. I'm technically your daughter, aren't I? Right, Celeste. So, I've been meaning to ask. About you and Mr. Cuthbert. Are you two... Oh, wow, look how late it is. I better go talk to Arya right now. I'll see you later, Scale Dad. Just bye! Scale Dad, I love it. She called herself my daughter. I suppose I understand how you feel now, Lucio. Hey, Arya. Oh, Celeste, what are you doing here? Just making sure you're doing okay. You're doing okay, right? I am. There's no need to worry about me. You're looking up at the sky. Are you looking at the stars? I was looking at the moon. It's full tonight. Do you mind if I watch it with you? Do what you want. I'm technically taking orders from you now. It was almost also a full moon the night my parents found me here and found me in their inn. That's why they named me Celeste. It's the word for heavenly bodies in the demonic language. Is that so? Yeah. They told me they thought I was a gift from the Scaled Lord. Quite literally, she was! In a roundabout way, they were actually kind of right. It's a little funny when you think about it. By the way, I never got to thank you for sticking up for me before. What? Remember? You jumped into the stand when Tyrion manifested my blood contract. Not that I blame him, but I don't even think he believed in me in that point. If you never done that, who knows how this would have ended up. I really appreciate you doing that. You're a really good person, Arya. I was merely doing what I thought was right. Yeah, I guess that's what you've always done. You're not really gonna charge me with pre-jury, are you? Of course I am. I was serious about that. Damn it! But we do require your help to hold the structure of our kingdom together. We won't send you to prison. I might just have you do some community service. Ugh, fine. I guess I can live with that. She is the Scale Lord's third daughter. My father told me I was being too lenient. But I can understand the position you were put in. We all do stupid things for love, after all. Stupid. Arya? How could I be so stupid? Hey, you're not... I am. I'm a complete and utter fool. I knew about the blood contracts after what happened to Beatrice. I'm an attorney for the Lord's sake. I've already countless legal documents. And when I signed that contract, I knew something was wrong. But I was just so stupidly happy. That's not fair. No one could have expected him to do something like that. Now, my father, he's going to pay for my stupid mistakes. I'm sorry. Celeste, why do you trust him so much? He used me like a puppet. With my hands, my magic, he made me... I'm sorry, Arya. What he did to you was horrible. I don't know how to make it better. But you're not alone, okay? It's not just me. Tyrion, your father, we're all here for you. So please, don't shut your emotions from us. Thank you. Celeste, I think I've made a decision. What is that? I'm going to drop the charges of perjury against you. Wait, are we still on that? Mr. Cuthbert, I have spoken with my associates in the press. The story we created should be printed as we speak. I don't like this. We're lying to the people of Ravengard about what really happened. Not to mention, this story paints me like some kind of god. I understand your reservations, but Aster was right about how the common folk felt about him. If we told people what actually happened, they would never believe it. They think that his death was part of some sort of political conspiracy. And even with his cover story, this cover story, we can't be certainly that they still won't suspect that. Arya? Shouldn't you be arresting? Nonsense. I'm going to sit around feeling sorry for myself while everyone else fixes my mistakes. She may be hiding her pain with a smile, but she's not shutting down her emotions like before. Was Celeste able to get through to her? As much as it pains me, we should strive to carry forth the virtues that Aster represented to the common folks. Ravengard still will gain more from these false virtues than from the person he truly was. The stability of our nation must be maintained if we were to move forward, and if we must use the people's tale to do it, then so be it. Arya. And so the newly appointed head of House Steelwind, I'll also do my part to support your rule, as will the Scale Lord. Celeste smiles in gratitude at their words, but she meekly glances at you exponentially. Do you even have to ask? I made a promise to you, didn't I? And it's not just us. I'll do my best to make sure that the rest of Ravengard supports you too. Oh yeah, since you two patch things up, we should also ask for Ruby's help. Ah, right, I forgot that I was supposed to meet with her this morning. I need to apologize to her about that. Wait, have you still not told her about what happened yet? We have more important things to worry about. I'm sure she'll understand. Tyrion, the last time you saw her, you manifested a blood contract without explaining anything. Then you vaguely said something about helping Arya. Don't worry, I'll explain everything to her once things quiet down. Tyrion! The story we fabricated is being printed right now. Everyone in Ravengard is going to be reading about it in the paper, including her. Oh. What's all this noise about? What, haven't you been living under a rock, lady? Read the morning paper. The Scale Lord has returned. What? Demonic attacks claimed the lives of prominent figures. Chaos broke out yesterday during the private wedding between Arya Steelwind and the Crown Prince Aster de Ravengard. In a surprise attack orchestrated by the Melvin Demon, the devastating loss was inflicted upon our kingdom, shattering the very foundation of our power and stability. The carnage left to awaken this missile assault was nothing short of catastrophic. Among the fallen were Lady Caroline Syllabus, Lord Lloyd Van Sanctus, and Lord Lucio Steelwind. Both King Oliver and Crown Prince Aster made heroic attempts to repel the foul monster, as well profane demons were felled and defeated. The king and the Crown Prince tragically lost their lives in the ensuing battle. However, amongst the chaos and despair, a glimmer of hope emerged to prevent the kingdom from descending into further disarray. The Scaled Lord himself descended from the heavens, restored order, and making a profound proclamation. In a selfless act to maintain the integrity and a unity of Wavengard, the Scaled Lord anointed his holy daughter as the new queen of Wavengard. What? Again with the Scaled Lord nonsense. This reeks of violent political coup. Whoever this new queen is, I bet she's just another rotten noble. It says the picture of her on the next page. Wait, what the After hearing about what happened to my former lord, I thought a lot about my... I won't ask you to forgive me, Your Majesty, but I want to continue the tone that I've caused. Also, I will continue my studies here in the field of consecration. Put the kingdom in such a stray, it fell onto people like me to maintain order. Why are you looking at me like that? Honestly, I love this game so much. And, I heard that we would never be doing this if it weren't for your investment to Arcane. I feel partially responsible for what happened at the Imperial Academy. I'd like to make amends however I can. Don't worry about that. The business has always been booming since we set up a shop in Randomum. My more customers just beats more work for me. Okay, so anyways, what I was saying, that I heard that there is a sequel being developed. And you can bet your ass I'm gonna play it! I think we've grown quite a lot good at it. Don't get ahead of yourself. You're grown competent at it. That was a joke. You're probably the best necromancer I know. Aside from me, of course. I will say more when we get through that. I'm sorry, but I still can't remember anything. But from what I've read in my records, perhaps it's a good thing. Even if your memories are gone, your crimes can't be changed. You still have to serve your sentence. I do hope that you can live the rest of your peace. What kind of job is that? Who knows? What are you looking at, punk? Wait! Oh no, it's you! That crazy chick isn't with you, is she? Why aren't you looking behind me, man? Did you just call me crazy? Oh lord, run for it, Gavin! Honestly, all the work that's been put into this game is so phenomenal. And I am so excited. Good to see you, Mr. Cuthbert. From what I've heard, you certainly moved up in the world. Yeah, a lot has happened. Wait, lead prosecutor? I'm glad to see the primary's going well. You're quite the... What did Her Majesty call you? An angel investor. Yes, that's it. Actually, I'm here on behalf of Her Majesty. We both have an idea for a business venture. And we think it would set a good precedent if we employed a company with your business practice. Oh, I think I'd like to sense that. I still have much to learn about leading a noble house. But I hope I can bring House Frega and Wavengard to a brighter future. I think it's about time we ended the feuding between the Steelwings and the Fregas. I'd like for us to work together. I may not know much, but it certainly sounds like a step in the right direction. Tracker will do his best to help Queen. I appreciate the gesture, Tracker, but I don't think Pink need gold, right? Tracker can dig for gold. And what makes the checkmate? And that makes checkmate, Cuthbert. What? Did you just lose? No, I demand a rematch! Learn to lose with dignity, for the Lord's sake. I'm glad I let him keep those armbands. He sounded like... To think the Scaled Lord will sacrifice his daughter for the good of our kingdom. Tyrion, I wanted this job. Such humility, such self-sacrifice. I'm literally a queen. Who wouldn't want this mantle? Actually, this job is kind of annoying. Sorry. Nah, as long as I have you with me, I'm happy. You may have everyone else fooled, but I know this is how the story goes. A mage is still a mage, and a noble is still a noble. Come on, don't be like that! Hey, if you want to prove me wrong, by all means. But I ain't holding my breath. I suppose you have every reason not to trust those in power. But we're going to fix this kingdom, and we're going to do it with the confines of the law. I really wish you'd talk to us. He needs time to process everything that happened. And I don't think he'll be very receptive to us, at least not right now. We should probably hire a therapist. Aww. Poor kid. Lost both his dad and his brother. Are you okay? Yeah, I really just appreciate you coming here with me. His actions were absolutely deplorable. I was hoping to come here would give me closure, but with Fontanctus and Silva's gone, we have a much easier time repairing our kingdom. I feel uneasy about this. No, I also see what you mean. He may have good intentions, but he refused to let anyone work with him. Even with Eris, they were just using each other. I do really think he wanted to change Avangard, but he would only make, even if he did end up achieving his goals, the legacy he would leave would be one of blood. Not lasting peace or justice has all of its foundations. That's surprisingly mature for you. Hey, I'm always mature! Goodbye, Aster. Are you kidding, Ruby? What kind of ridiculous case was that? Weren't you the one who called a monkey to the stand during Beatrice's trial? Yeah, I suppose you have a point. Tears is off for stranger than fiction. You should know better than anyone. Oh my god, I just realized. Is this what I've been doing to Aurea? Hey, you're the one who wanted to be a lead prosecutor. I was only filling in with her until we find a qualified replacement. Well, if you ever get bored of the life as a royal, there's always a spot open in my office. I see they allowed you to keep your axe. I thought I asked you to stop visiting me. You did. I merely chose to ignore you. McCoy's impotence is rubbing off on you. I'll take that as a compliment. I'm glad to see you in such good spirits. I suppose I underestimated you. I'm surprised you're not sentencing me to death. I suppose you should be I should be grateful. Yeah, we kind of need you alive, so we know when Eris is back. You're leasing me like a canary in a coal mine. I'm almost proud of you two. Although, I'm actually curious to see why she hasn't returned yet. What the hell is this? Why aren't you preventing me from leaving? Well, I very well was going to make you fool of yourself second time. You're not allowed to leave the circuit until I tell you otherwise. As says the word. Are you grounding me? If you want to be a permanent little child, I'll treat you like one. I swear when I get out of here, whatever I told you about speaking in future tense. Are you sure you don't want to move into a castle with us, Mom? No, I've grown attached to this place. It was your father's. It doesn't seem right to abandon it. Yeah, I get what you mean. Anyways, I want to give you two some privacy. Mom! Stop dragging your feet, Tyrion. I want to live to see my grandchild. Mom! So, I was wondering, you lived for a really long time, right? I have. Do I have any siblings? No, I'm sorry. There was one many centuries ago, but I lost her. It was rare, even across the century. I sought companionship. Dragons are magical beings, creation of offspring, so that's a miracle that you were born. I'm sorry, but you were alone. I don't really feel that way. I think I spend so much time with Arya. She's basically my sister. And Tyrion, well... Perhaps I should have some words with Mr. Cuthbert. Don't you dare! I love this game, and I'm so excited for Beyond the Arcane. But I have other games to hold me down until then. So we meet again, Crimson Demon. Who keeps telling people about the next time? Who knows? It could have been anyone. Tyrion. You don't like it? I could help you come up with a new one. I'm good, thanks. How about Scaled Empress? Okay, I actually really like that. Well, considering that her dad is... Oh, ahoy, Cuthbert. I have everything ready for tonight. What? It's nothing. Pretend like you don't know anything. What? Oh, I see. So it's for her. What are you doing? It's a surprise. Alright, whatever you say. Hey, why'd you bring me out here? You're not usually this secretive. Come on, it's a surprise. Wait, is that a boat? Are you going to be okay? I thought you were prone to motion sickness. Don't worry, I've done this plenty of times before. Alright, if you say so. Tyrion, it's really dark. Are you sure this is safe? Yeah, there'll be plenty of light soon. Soon? In about 3, 2, 1. Wow! Right on schedule. You knew this would happen? During a certain times of the year, the ley lines around Arnox become extremely potent. A lot of the business here take advantage of this to charge arcane power cells in their home, and those effects are amplified when they do it simultaneously. This is what happens when they synchronize with each other. It lights up the entire city. You're such a nerd! But it's beautiful, right? Yeah, it is. My mom used to bring me out here before everything happened. You're the only other person I've shown this to. Oh! I really miss being able to spend time with you like this. Yeah, me too. It was so much simpler when you were just an attorney and I was your bodyguard. But now I'm the Scaled Lord's daughter and you're the lead prosecutor. We barely got to see each other. But at least we work together now. And you have something to remember whenever we part. Yeah. What? Your thoughts are leaking, Celeste. What do you... It's been so long, I forgot to... Is something wrong? She's always had the habit of teasing you, but you can't help but enjoying putting this on the other end for once. I didn't really mean... Wait, no, I didn't mean it, but... I know this is a really rude thing to say, but I kind of hate the Eye of Horus sometimes. I love you too, Celeste. Okay. You try to inch closer to her, but she's trying the hardest to avoid eye contact with you. But at least there's one way to meet your gaze. Tyrion, do you not want this? Of course I do. I've wanted this for a long time. I always find myself smiling like an idiot whenever we were together. I don't think I've ever felt this happy before. Your face inched closer to each other. You may have never been able to go back to your old lives, but the moments like this make everything worth it. You'll always keep your promise, right? No matter what happens, no matter where of us you goes, we'll be here together. There together. Good. Sorry, this is all a little too much. I'm feeling a little lightheaded. Take all the time you need. Right now, we have all the time in the world. Have you heard of what happened in Ravengard? Is that why you called me here? So, this could have been an email, Arcane. This is serious. How do we not know about this Tyrion Cuthbert? Keeping records of the Heavensborn is a luminarious responsibility, High Inquisitor. Frey Cuthbert was always a slippery one. Even you couldn't track her. And he's just one Heavensborn. Alia, he brought the Scaled Lord of the Six to court, bloody Halzron. Do you have any idea the amount of damage they could have done to the multiverse there? You're worrying too much. We're still here, aren't we? The multiverse is intact, and everything is fine. Alia. He has the Eye of Odin. What? I checked the data with my drones collected. There's readings. They're exactly the same as the one we scattered during the experiment with Faye. He's awakened its powers. A bit briefly. He did it right in front of the Lord of the Sixth. We must assume that the Lord of the Ninth knows about it as well. Come on, that's not possible. Even if you said it was impossible to manifest Odin's power and sit on the mortal planes. The Lord of the Ninth has begun moving its forces. He knows, Alia. You know better than anyone else. Nothing is impossible when the House of the Horus is involved. All right, you win. I'll look into this. Exercise discretion. If they ever find out about what we did with Frey, I know it could make a war with Isengard. Alia, it could mean war with the entire Outer Planes. To be continued whenever Beyond the Arcane comes out. Also, so where can I crowdfund Beyond the Arcane? I'll look into that later, but for now, it's kind of past my bedtime. I didn't realize it was that late. Anyways, so, yes, as you can tell, I'm very happy with this game. Very, very happy. I loved it so much. But for now, we're gonna have to put the Magic Arcane elsewhere. I would raid somebody, but I don't really feel like that should be necessary. Also, because I don't want to go to bed. So. Hey, you have tomorrow to look into the Genshin update. That's what I was gonna do. Because I gotta go to bed. Because somebody's got work in the morning. But I'll be back on Thursday for the beginning of Bed and Cedar. So until then, we'll see you all then.